They put numbers over the camera.
Look how weird that is.
That's the teleprompter. I read from there.
We're all talking about a camera that you
from
can't see.
They can't see anything.
But listen to it. Wow.
And if they're audio, they're blind.
It is off topic. It's an episode. We're doing it. 2020, first episode
10 and
of 2020.
Yeah, baby.
No?
Oh, God.
That's not how we're kicking off this
Really
year.
10 and
jumped
10.
right in on
Michael, we got Jeremy, Fredo, Trevor,
Hello.
Jack, Ryan.
Hello. So many things.
Full house
Some
here.
sponsors today, Stitch Fix and Me Undies. More on that later. And don't be startled when I'm looking directly at you in the teleprompter, because now I'm yelling the ads at you. Like
Very
this.
intimidating.
The teleprompter's over there.
Yeah, but we get what you're
that way.
saying, yeah.
Yeah,
What's
it's a reflection. It's like a one-way mirror.
How?
Oh, see, it's on Fredo.
What?
It's your camera.
You gave us a whole other camera to fuck
It's weird
with.
because it's stretched like
Yeah.
always
That's
for us.
weird.
No, that's us.
So for the
That's just
three of
us.
you watching live right
We're
now,
just stretched like
our
that.
internet is broken as shit today.
Maybe,
is.
maybe yours
I thought it was
is.
back now.
Is that? Oh, look at that! Beautiful.
Well, theirs is working.
Play the T-Rex game.
Theirs is no. It's not a time for games.
internet
It's
It's
not
not
a
time for
T-Rex
games.
I was gonna read the chat, but I
Yeah.
don't have internet on my.
I was gonna say they recorded this just internet over here this morning, and without
They did
internet,
us.
Yeah,
it's hard
yeah.
to show to film.
Yeah.
We were there.
Let's call
were
this
there.
You guys
just.
were there.
We were 2/3 of that cast.
I felt really like this morning. Fredo sent me a message like when I was just about to work, and he's like, "Hey, can you stream this morning? Because we stream at like
Right.
10 a.m. on Thursdays."
Yeah.
And,
I was gonna stream, but then I forgot I was doing this just internet.
and I was like, "All right, yeah, sure." And I said to him, "I can play whatever I want, right?" He goes, "Yeah." So I went to the computer and installed Papers, Please.
Yeah.
And I was like,
What
"Oh."
you actually said was, we don't care if anyone watches this one.
Yeah, that is what I said.
I like to keep Tuesday, Wednesdays, and
Well, because
Thursdays
sometimes
for
we
games that we
suggest
don't
a game and they're
usually-
like, people won't watch that. And we're like,
Right.
all right, never mind, we won't play this game.
Yeah, it's more intimate stream time where you get to choose a game that you won't normally
Yeah,
see
you
us
just kind of
play.
like one-on-one with
and
the
then
audience.
you just get
and just,
a
yeah.
lot more interaction with whoever.
So I looked at
Yeah.
Papers, Please, and I tweeted out, I'm like, I'm playing Papers, Please this morning, like, be with the stream, and a bunch of people were like, yeah,
Get
cool. And
excited.
they're like, yeah, I was, literally. They were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, yeah,
Yeah.
like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be, and then, like, we're getting things ready, and I'm trying to load up responses to the tweet, and nothing's loading. Fredo is left to go change the information for the stream, and he walks back in and just goes, it's canceled.
Yeah, I was like,
Shambles.
so
Shambles.
Apparently, there's still issues because the audio's out of sync for the stream.
That's okay.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't need
some-
audio for a audio podcast.
So we've had internet issues pretty much all day, which will
they still
really
have it.
grind Achievement Hunter to
Just
a
stop
halt.
looking at us.
So it says y'all re-downloading Halo again. Yeah, that's what it is. We're downloading Halo and shut down most of Austin's internet
Yeah.
right now.
That would do it.
So.
Only takes one.
We didn't do AWU today, did we?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we're
Nope.
supposed to.
That's a whoops. That's a yikes
You got
right
time.
there.
You got time after this.
Yeah.
What day is it?
Why? How'd
Well,
you
the thing
remove
is,
yourself
Alex,
from that?
Thursday.
I'm gonna go
Doesn't
home.
That
feel
was
like
magic.
Thursday.
How'd you do that?
Alec is busy pestering a different
I wouldn't
department.
say busy. I'd say
Well,
he's wandering around.
He's not busy, certainly, but his time is being
He
spent.
probably shouldn't have access to this building.
Yeah.
We might need to revoke.
So what is this thing that he does?
Don't look at me. I just found out about
Goes
it. I don't
where
know.
and does what?
So,
Survives.
as far as I'm aware, he goes off to Steffi's over there. She can correct me. Apparently, he goes
her
off
job
to
to
community
corral it.
service over here and just pesters them and acts like their boss, whatever that means. And I assume that means throwing their pens around, you know, really just
That's
Barking
something
orders.
to do.
wasting their time.
To be fair, they might not know he's not their boss. They might assume, like,
Yes, Mr.
okay,
Mr. Alec.
yeah.
They've all
Yes.
accepted him.
They've
Like,
accepted him.
They've
is what
accepted,
Steffi said.
yeah, and that's how work works.
Oh shit, they imprinted?
When you find
It's a
like a
democracy.
stray
Oh,
dog,
no.
Yeah.
He's their mommy
you're like,
forever
I'll take
now.
it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Just roll in. Be like, this is, I am now your boss. And like,
We have accepted
I
this.
guess so. So.
Zipper fur on me.
Damn, you're
Imagine-
covered in it.
Oh,
What's up?
Oh, he's got a little cat.
no.
Furry.
All right, well, okay, hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah,
bag.
you're allergic.
Hold on.
No, I think that's the burlap bag that we had.
What were you doing with it?
It was well, he
Fishing.
was he was
Rubbing it all over
rubbing
yourself?
it.
I was adding stuff.
When so we did a Let's Roll and it had a little sack.
That's what that
when
is.
Larry was
Ball sack.
explaining it, it was falling to pieces. I was watching it like fall apart in his hand.
It didn't look like cat.
Oh, it was
That's
made
what
of
confused me,
asbestos too. We're all dead.
I was
Yeah.
sucking at that.
Well,
Just lead in his best.
Listen, our
I
ceiling,
built
our
up a
floors
tolerance.
were bad.
Ceiling's so far
But
up.
It won't catch fire.
Yeah, fire
Not
retardant.
our
Yeah,
room.
but we send it down.
Yeah.
Our ceiling is mostly on the floor now.
It comes
Plus
crashing
also
on.
all that concrete dust that we are just kicking off of our floor. Live destruction in progress.
That's a bad sign.
Oh no.
Whoop, we're back.
Hey.
Our live stream is on the fritz, man.
Yeah, we're
it's
going
shambles
crazy.
over
Listen,
there.
it's
Our
fine.
internet,
The
our internet
VOD will be
is absolutely
fine.
horrible.
The whole
VOD
building
is fine.
shambles.
Hold on, let me just go pick up the internet packets and I'll carry them to the provider.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
push the
That's it.
reset button on the router modem.
Stand by.
Yeah.
So how was everyone's New Year's?
Dude, I did nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't leave my house.
Katie and I watched the
It's
Disney World fireworks, which went off at 11, and then the Dallas fireworks went off at midnight.
Oh, so you watched the Dallas?
yeah.
Tell me that's not just a giant glowing dick that just jizzes into the sky for like 10 minutes.
It's funny because they intentionally launched stuff off the bottom to make it seem less dick-like, but yeah,
I mean, it's a ball on top of
Those
a
are the
shaft,
pubes,
and
Jack.
frequently it just shoots a little like mohawk
Nice.
out the top.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dick.
Man, I
It's
missed that.
Very dickish.
Apparently, it's like the
That's a
largest
dick.
fireworks show in the Central Time Zone. So
Well, they kind of didn't do much fireworks. It was mainly just flares.
yeah.
And every now and again, you get one of the traditional like bursts.
Well, it's also, I mean, it's the middle of the
Any
city.
swag?
Like, so Dallas has this.
don't
It's a
care. Who
hotel.
cares? Very few
It's a
cities care about
hotel with a big dome or big sphere on top, and they launch fireworks off of it. But yeah, and so, but it is in like in the middle of the city. It's like there's highways driving by it and stuff. So I imagine they can't go super crazy with it because even like the one in Austin launches over Lake Austin, like it launches over the water, and so because there's debris, shit blows up. It doesn't disintegrate.
rains
there's,
down.
There's
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Does Chicago not have one? They're central.
I guess not.
They could fire over Lake Michigan
You'd figure, but
or at
I guess
each
not.
other.
If someone gives you a grab bag of just random fireworks,
Yeah.
are you not a little disappointed if it's either one of the ones you put on the ground that just vomits?
The fountain?
Yeah.
Or
Oh, the mountain
or
sucks.
tank.
like a couple bottle rockets are okay, but like 40 of them, nah.
Imagine a 4th
We're
of July
clapped.
or a New Year's celebration that's just those little worms that you light and then they smoke and they go.
You
And
do
then
South
that's it.
Park, right?
Yeah,
you
that was
get the
South
world's
Park episode.
largest one.
That was an early South Park too.
It's like probably first
or
two
second
or three
season, yeah.
seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, when you say fireworks, like if I'm doing fireworks, it's mortars. I mean,
Mortars
that's all
are
it
the
is.
best.
It's
I
the
love
tube.
mortars.
You put the thing in, you
Jack,
light it, and go.
They're
Your
so
fingers
satisfying.
better be missing.
Your mortars are dangerous.
Oh,
they
yeah.
pop like 10 feet above the ground and they.
We
and,
get
like,
them at a discount.
and most of the fire still comes out. I think I got hit by one
yeah,
year.
I mean that's not my
Well,
fault.
also when like
Eh?
you drink with Josh Ornelas and Joel and tie fire
Right.
together and start shooting them off. That's what we do.
I just stand
Yeah.
far away now.
yeah,
just watch
I've
from
done that.
inside.
I've taken a couple of years off from the New Year's party. We should do one at some point. Maybe I say 4th of July party, but that's literally the Saturday of RTX.
So,
yeah,
4th
we
of
just
July
won't-
party.
yeah, we
Yep,
won't go.
everyone's invited. You're all welcome.
Let's launch them off the top of the.
That'll be like one of the night events
Yeah, that's true.
in your backyard.
Right.
Yeah,
Sell
just come on
tickets.
over to Michael's.
Platinum members.
Sell tickets.
What if we
Yeah.
compete against Austin?
Ooh.
Let's compete against Dallas. Let's be.
Let's
the
make a
biggest-
bigger dick.
We
Let's
could-
make a bigger dick.
We could be on top of the
That's what I'm
convention
saying.
center just launching them
Vineyard, the whole
off.
thing.
Yeah, I dig it. I
And
dig
honestly, we'll launch them at other Austinites and just make sure we get their attention.
It's like a
Yeah.
dick cannon.
Circumcised, uncircumcised.
free
Both.
news.
One of each.
I think it should be uncircumcised.
dicks.
I think it should be uncircumcised, and then it like pulls down before.
Yes,
the show.
it,
But like a curtain
Unsheathed.
opening for a
Yep.
show.
yeah, I like that.
That's great. We really
People
got
do
something.
stupid shit all the time, right?
Yo.
No.
Okay.
Do you think anyone's ever sounded a bottle rocket and then let it?
Sounded.
No, probably not.
Like shot a ball rocket out of their dick.
Yes.
Probably
Oh, I thought you
not.
went the other way.
No, like
Not into it.
Oh, I thought you meant like
has anyone ever blown their dick off?
That's a weird
Oh.
suicide.
Ooh, that's torture.
I don't like my dick anymore.
Well, Steve-O shot one on his ass.
That's
Right?
a
That's
common
real
thing.
close.
I've seen that.
I've
But
seen
that-
that where
yeah.
like your butt crack grabs
That's a
on too
common
much,
thing.
and so then it just shoots sparks down your crack.
Yeah.
Right.
Then explodes.
Yeah. See, I'd imagine that might happen urethral if you.
At least you could just
Really?
push it, though.
That's like pubic hair
Shove
removal
it out
number
your dick.
one. Just sear that
With your
off with a
hands.
bottle rocket, and it goes.
Oh yeah, that'd
Right
save
off.
you from shaving for a while.
Exactly. You know, it's like I could wax. or I
Save
could
you the
just-
word?
Prevent you and save
prevent
you. Yeah.
Now, okay.
The burn cream. You
So,
know.
did anyone here ever do the fireworks where you light them in your, or the fireworks, the firecrackers where you light them in your hand and you throw them?
Yeah.
Like the M80s, the thing that got
Yeah.
The
banned.
giant ones.
I like Black Cats.
Those
I'm talking
Black
Black
Cats.
Cats.
I've
Those
done
tiny
a lot, and
dynamite
AMAs have done
sticks?
them. Like, what's your size?
Yeah, because I used to be able to like do that, but then one lit and just blew up my hand one time. I was like, fuck, and so I don't do
That's
that.
why you don't
anymore.
close.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you still hold
Like,
it.
no, don't hold. Hold blows off your fingers.
Hold blow.
yeah, you
Yeah.
just
Open. Open. Safe.
Flat
Black-
palm, light,
safe.
fling.
Black Cats aren't gonna blow off
Like a
your fingers.
handful of
M80s will
food.
blow off your fingers.
I love when
Yeah.
Ryan
A
gets
black cat will go,
little
"Ow!"
caveman-ish.
Yeah. That made
Explain.
me sting.
Yeah.
Throw.
Keep it simple, right to the point. Close. Pain. Open safe. Good. Throw.
Explain to stupids.
They've been doing a lot of drone shows too instead of
Oh,
fireworks.
those are awesome.
Those
So
are very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely just because it's usually over in Asia that they're doing that, right? Like I think Shanghai had a huge
Yeah.
drone show. That's just the sign of the times to come, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's going to be invading other countries eventually, where it's just the drones are.
For
coming.
now,
Like
like
advertising.
Someone goes, hey,
we're all like, this is
Smell
awesome.
something.
We're gonna be the old people that when World War III comes, are like, wow, it's so beautiful. And all my kids are like, oh my god.
where are the lights?
Amazon package. Nice.
I remember the Olympics.
I remember.
All the drones are falling.
We were fools.
Oh, look at these gadgets.
Holding C4.
There was a drone show just outside the office over that
Oh, yeah,
way.
yeah, I heard about that.
The other, well, maybe I guess now the
They're
other,
on Christmas, right?
Yeah, it was like a month or so ago or whatever. I was like, as I was leaving, I looked over there, and there's just like a field way over there, and like someone was flying a bunch of drones. And I was like, this is strange.
So if you had enough and put them in the air far enough away, and they just had like a simple 3-color LED on it, you could make the world's biggest TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would only fly for about 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but that 5 minutes.
Would be
Is that how
awesome.
That would
short
be
their flight
really
time
cool.
is?
I mean, the quadcopter, if they got a pretty hefty battery on it,
Yeah.
you get like 15,
But
20
we're
minutes.
talking that's
Oh.
But there's
How
also
many
so many
millions
of
and
them.
millions of dollars would
that's
that
a
be?
lot of money. That'd be awesome to see, though.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
I want to play
mean-
like Smash Bros in the sky.
I've got a feeling you'll see that first at like theme parks. That'll be the next big thing. So instead of fireworks, because
Disney.
fireworks are expensive. Yeah, Disney is actually the largest importer of fireworks to America.
Really?
Which is the craziest thing.
well,
in the
yeah,
world.
because they
That
do a
makes
show
sense.
Every night.
Well, yeah, I mean,
at Epcot.
I don't
well,
think just
Epcot,
make 'em.
Magic Kingdom, Disneyland,
Disney.
Disney California Adventure.
Oh, right, because
Hollywood
Magic
Studios.
Hollywood
I mean,
Studios
even
has
like-
that show, that
Yeah.
Fantasia show.
And just during the day they do stuff that has stuff that blows up. So it's like, man,
They
like,
got it
Yeah.
sitting around.
Like Ryan, they gotta burn money somehow.
yeah.
It makes so
Yeah, I
much.
feel like Disney's one of those places that they just make whatever resource they need, right?
Yeah.
So why don't they have their Disney fireworks?
I mean, I'm sure they do. They probably own a company that
Probably
makes fireworks.
liability.
Down into the fireworks
Honestly-
As soon
mines.
as one
Yeah,
finger
that's
gets blown
true.
off by Disney fireworks, it's all
Someone's
over.
like, if I can
Shut
sue
it down.
Disney for this, then I will do it.
Well,
but-
they are in pretty good shape right now. Where they had 8 of the 10 highest grossing movies of 2019.
Yeah, I think they're doing
Yeah.
fine, Disney.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Printing money at this point.
They won't make it to 2021.
That's it.
Yeah, they're on the fritz.
I never really did fireworks until I got here, just because in San Francisco everyone lives on top of each other.
Yeah.
So if you shoot something
Dangerous.
off, it's gonna hit someone's window.
Yeah.
Right here, it's like it's so steep.
Yeah, everyone's so close.
Well,
to
you just
each
gotta
other.
leave it to the people at the top.
Well, I mean, there was a couple times I shot
Set a
one or
couple off
That
up
sounds
there,
like an
will you?
upstairs person problem to me.
Like
I
the
shot
idea-
like a couple times, shot a couple things off and hit something and then just ran away.
Yeah.
But the first year I really did fireworks was at you guys or your cul-de-sac. I think.
Yeah. Well, did they do like fireworks over the bay or anything? Like off the.
Yeah, they have a
Alcatraz?
fireworks thing
Okay.
going on, but like there's really no area for you to set up your own fireworks in
Yeah,
San
yeah.
Francisco because everything's so tight together.
Well, technically, inside the city limits of Austin, it's illegal. You know, that doesn't really
Technically,
stop
I mean,
anyone.
technically.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not technically.
Jack, you've
it's just
broken the
illegal.
law.
yeah.
Technically.
But I remember how
Murder's
funny. I remember how funny it was just going there and like setting off and tying
get-
things together.
Don't get caught.
But I remember there was a lot of times where, or there's a handful of times where we'd like set, prep it, ignite it, and then it wouldn't go off. And so
that's the
it was
worst.
like you, Jeremy, and I would sit there and go, I guess we'll go check it. And we just like walked up to him like this thing could pop. It might.
Yeah.
And
Throw a bucket of water on it.
Yeah. I mean,
Good.
that was
we
always
never
the-
did.
Hose it down.
I mean,
I had half a beer and I wasn't using that.
I had a fire extinguisher with me anytime I do fireworks. Always a new one. I always go buy a new one before New Year's. And then, well, I mean, we're shockingly safe about that stuff. So,
It is pretty shocking.
yeah.
I just abstain. I stay from afar. I don't light them. I don't like whenever
you
they
fool.
misfire. I'm like, someone else can go look down that barrel and figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm staying way
I mean,
back
there
here.
was like
the
everyone
guy that
else
gets
that was
hit
there was
Yeah, I
around,
have.
You're the
like
guy that
around
gets
us, like we
Yeah.
won't touch it. You guys do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
things.
So,
We used to shoot mortars from distance at my my uncle's lake house in New Hampshire. So we'd go to the dock, take the mortar, and then keep piling things under it that angled it further
Nice.
and further to see how far out we could get the mortar to go. And there was always a perfect angle where it would fire, and just before it went off, it'd go into the water. So it would go. And the water would go. It looked awesome.
That
It, like,
sizzle sound.
it,
as it
like,
goes-
yeah. Right,
really
yeah,
cool.
because it would still be bright as it went into
Yeah.
the water, and then it would go.
Would it skip if you got like the right angle? Would it skip and then?
Those ones didn't skip very well. The like we had these not black cats, but like jumping jacks or something. I don't know what they were called, but like you'd light them and throw them, and they go like
Yeah.
they shoot off like that. If you just
Dude.
threw a belt of those out, they would like start skipping.
What if you made a bunch of paper boats and then colored one red, colored one blue, maybe tied just a little penny to it, and then just have them sit there and try and shoot them off?
Yeah, I would love that. We did feel like pirates. We'd be like, we're all hammered, and we're like, go to the cannon, and like fires into the water.
That'd be an
Love
awesome
that
game.
shit, dude.
Nothing bad can happen with that.
No.
Someone's out on their
You gotta
boat.
take risks.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm on the boat. I'm gonna enjoy the fireworks from the safety of the middle of the lake, and the fireworks are coming in.
Well, at least the boat had the lights on. So we'd see boats.
Now, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, there was a place out in like Cedar Park or near Cedar Park. It was a soccer field that everyone would get on the outside of the soccer field and launch fireworks inwards. So I call it the Ring of Death because it literally was just a ring of people who were drinking and then launching fireworks. Towards the end of the night, it was like being in a war zone. It was just color and light and sound. And then people would get dumb and start lighting mortars and just throwing them instead of like putting them in the thing. And it was just like, oh my God, I don't know how
take
no
part
one got
in that.
hurt.
At that lake, I don't remember what day it is specifically, but there's one day a year when everyone who has a house on the edge of the lake puts a red flare on their dock. So when you look out at the lake, it's just surrounded in red, like the
that's pretty
entire
cool.
lake. It looks awesome.
Is that just like that's all you do and nothing else happens?
you just
Like-
leave the flare there, and then people will shoot fireworks and
Oh,
stuff
okay.
on it.
You worship
There's
Satan.
fireworks
And then
every
Satan rises from the lake.
The blood sacrifice.
There's fireworks every single night. Like when I was a little kid,
Put a flare and a goat.
me and my cousin would just be there, like hanging out, and we'd go to our uncle and be like, oh, it's like, so what should we do? Like, do we want to go out in the boat at night or whatever? That? And my uncle, like, holding the beer or whatever, you're like reaches in his sweatshirt pocket and goes, I got bottle rockets. Like in his pocket. We'd be like, yeah, like go launch him down. I got bottle rockets. Hey, guys.
This episode of Off Topic is sponsored by Stitch Fix. Do me a favor, describe your look in one word. Casual, sophisticated, maybe a little bit of an outlaw. Well, however you dress, the expert personal stylist at Stitch Fix can help you look your best because personal style is like a fingerprint. Everyone has their own. To get started, go to stitchfix.com/offtopic. Just answer a few questions about your preferred style, and your stylist will ship you a box of clothes, shoes, and accessories right to your door. It's that simple. I like the quality of clothes I get from Stitch Fix. It's super easy. I just, go online, fill out a couple of things. My stylist hooks me up. I get a box. I pick what I want. I keep what I like. I send the other stuff back. Bing, bang, boom. With Stitch Fix, everyone can look their best. They have solutions for men, women, and kids all over the US and now the UK. There's no commitment required, and you only pay for what you keep. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free. Plus, the $20 styling fee is automatically applied towards anything you keep from your box. You'll never have to think about looking good again with Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com/offtopic and get an extra 25% off when you keep everything in your box. That's stitchfix.com/offtopic, stitchfix.com/offtopic.
I've had the things like launch up and then plop back down on the street, and you're like, we got a live one! And everyone scatters, and then it just.
Dude, there was a lot of controversy with fireworks in Sydney.
Oh yeah.
This
Oh,
year.
I bet.
Really?
Oh, no shit.
Well, yeah, because they were like, there was this whole thing about whether or not to cancel the fireworks celebration.
Because Australia's on fire.
Because
Right.
Australia's
Yeah.
on fire. I mean, I see both sides of it though, because the fireworks also bring in a ton of money from tourism and stuff
Right.
like that. Like, and the money then goes toward
Here's what we
fighting
do.
the fires. But at the same time, it is kind of like
Put little,
It's
put
like,
little fire extinguishers
push and
on
pull,
the end of
you
the
know?
fireworks.
There you go.
Doubles.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
waterworks! It just goes up and
There we go.
explodes into water.
Actually, there are those like pressurized things. They should have been doing those.
fountains, just
Just
like
shooting
small
water. You know,
fountains.
the rockets
oh.
that are just pressurized water.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
pump them up and they shoot off, and they shoot water behind them as they go.
those are fun. But yeah, because it's millions and millions of dollars
It's
that
crazy.
fireworks display. It's a huge one.
I was reading actually that 480 million animals have died in Australia.
Yeah.
What was it, like a 40%? Or I don't want to make up a
It's
percent.
I don't know
it was,
what percent
it was a lot.
It's
I saw.
bad.
There's already been a
Yeah.
burnt area the size of Belgium. I think it's already.
Christ. That's terrible.
I watched
already
a
burned
video
out.
today. The Prime Minister of Australia was like visiting one of
Oh,
the cities
man.
that got hit, and just all the people were just screaming at him, just like yelling at him. He was like trying to be nice, like, "Oh, I'm trying to help
Yeah.
you out," and they're like, "What the,
Well, he
what the
also
fuck?
like
Get the fuck out of here!
he
Go
also,
do
like,
something."
She said, "I'm not going to shake your hand unless," and he like grabbed her hand and
Yeah.
then shook it
Yeah.
while she was saying that. I was like,
Creepy.
"Ugh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, it's a rough situation.
Yeah.
For everyone involved. in it,
Everyone's
I
a
think.
little, yeah.
So if you can donate, please donate. Save some koalas. I almost said koala bears. They're not bears.
Save some Australians. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just save.
For the
save
amount of
planet,
fire,
save
I mean,
people.
unfortunately, only 15 people have passed so far.
Well, but yeah,
for something that massive,
Yeah.
I mean, that's still
Right, still awful,
Yeah.
but it's amazing with how much is burned down. How many thousands of houses have burned down. That's
Ultimately, this just feels like
that's
a long death for people. It's what it just feels like, as the entire world burns down and the environment goes to hell. But
That was a real upper.
Happy
we're starting the
2020,
year with.
everyone.
Well, you know,
I mean, it's
fireworks.
happening.
Speaking of fire,
yeah. I didn't know you were gonna send it over.
I was like, thank God someone's got a
yeah.
thing. Let's
Fireballs
get
are
this
good.
one.
fire was the thing that you brought up.
Fire was. I did bring it up. I did.
This is-
I've been watching it very closely to see the updates on it and stuff like that. And see what goes on.
Yeah, any map is not good that you look at. It'll be like a picture of
It's a lot of
Australia just
red.
covered in flames.
Right, and then it's each flame means something different. This all means that, and I'm just like,
Well,
that's a bad one.
There's
That's
particular
that's
map.
a very bad one.
There's not a lot of safe on there.
Well, the crazy thing is, it's all the places where people live.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
The-
what made
the-
this one so bad.
Yeah, the uninhabited parts of Australia are fine.
Yeah. So
Well, the inhabited parts are where houses are and things that can burn
Tinder,
are all
yeah,
tinder is all
yeah.
clustered together. Otherwise, the outback is pretty sparse.
Yeah.
So, but
anyway, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, it's a good thing to know about.
Yeah.
Donate to.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Please,
stuff like
if
that.
you can, there's a lot of things. Kotaku just wrote an article today, if you want to help support, they list 10 different charities, so check that out.
Good thing to keep on your radar. You should know it's happening. Is always
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
thing. You know,
It's topical.
be aware.
being awares of the planet and other news. You know, I didn't really pay much attention to other countries for a while until
Well, why bother?
well, why bother? We're American.
I
Do
don't
we
live in
know
them.
that they're real?
Listen, not as far as I'm concerned. But when I was younger, at some point, I think I was living in Cincinnati at the time, and one of the only news channels I had was BBC, and they're talking about the financial crisis in the European Union. This was many years ago, so I was like, oh, this is refreshing to actually know about other countries and
See, someone else is doing horror.
So,
things.
well, yeah, sure.
We're all miserable together.
Right.
But yeah.
Stupidity is world.
But it's kind of nice, to pay attention to other countries and and whether you're learning from their wrongs or learning from what they've done right. It's just it's good to be mindful.
No learning.
No,
You don't like to
this is
learn?
bad.
No.
Yeah.
Learning is
That's fair.
bad.
That's fair.
Michael pointed out one time that off topic is the place where knowledge comes to die. That is off topic. And we proved that today during Trivial Pursuit. I
was
mean,
gonna
it
say.
did not have to do with off topic, but our Trivial Pursuit today was a real shit show of people not knowing
some rough
things.
ones.
Yeah, Achievement Hunter is the place where knowledge comes to.
This is the Achievement Hunter water cooler.
Yeah,
This is
true.
where
Right.
it focalizes all the misinformation and incorrect things that we say and do. We all bring to everyone's attention here.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of unfiltered, just stupidity and lack of intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
You grab the
just-
beer of misinformation, pop it open for the rest
Shove
of
it all in together.
Just distilled
and then we,
ignorance.
yeah, and then we just push it out to the
Distilled
masses.
ignorance.
Distilled
So
ignorance
either,
that we pump out with confidence.
it's either caught by people who know better and they hate it
Yeah.
and they tell us how stupid we are, or
Right.
it's people that don't know and go, oh, and then they spread this misinformation.
and then we
I
I heard,
thing.
yeah.
Let's see how
we
far these
incite
rumors can go.
riots.
Yeah, that's how it works. Man, we had that, I mean, many times, and I can't even pinpoint, but there was one particular episode we were talking about Star Wars, we were talking about Mandalorian, and people were irate with our lack of knowledge about Star Wars in general. And
Right,
just-
So, like
Some
the deeper
Mandos.
Just
canon.
Mandos.
Yeah.
and
But
this
they
and
throw
that
out
about
that
how-
canon every 5 years.
Well, I don't remember the specifics of it, because the other thing is people don't realize is I don't care. You know what I mean? We make the show, and then I never think about it again. It keeps some people up,
Yeah.
and they're thinking I can't believe they said that thing.
I can't believe
I
he
gotta
lives
let
in
him
this
know. I gotta
darkness.
let him
Right, and I'm just like, do we do off topic today?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone the second I'm
Yeah.
gone. It disappears.
To be fair, they're probably
So-
leaving the comments while they're amidst the conversation.
It's possible,
And
or
then
they're
they
just,
might go
or they're
on.
adding it to their hate board on the wall.
Right. If they were here, they'd be angry in person.
But
Right.
I remember specifically we were talking about Mandalorians, and it was is it a race? Is it like religion? Is it a thing or whatever? And then I was finally catching up on Mandalorian. I was finishing it a week or two ago, and then we had already gotten hammered before the episode came out, and people were like, and I was watching Mandalorian, and spoiler if you haven't caught up or got to the end. It's not really a spoiler, but like they're talking to Mandalore, and they're like, he's like, blah blah blah, and he's like, I'm not from Mandalore, and they're like, but you're Mandalorian, and then the chick's like, she's like, Mandalore isn't a race. I forget what she says.
It's a people.
Mandalorian was a
creed.
It's a creed,
right.
and I went. I was like, well, that'll rile them up again. That was like exactly what we said wasn't the case, like some people were saying on the podcast. It was both. It was like,
there's
no
also
this, no
legends.
this, and then people were like, I'll kill you. And that was like weeks before that episode, and I saw that episode and it just made me think of Off Topic and
Yeah.
all the people that got mad about it.
If we just say both sides to everything, you can't be wrong.
Then the show's always right.
Yeah.
And always wrong.
There's a lot of
well,
good people on both sides.
Global warming is real or it isn't. We don't know. I mean, it could go either way. Both sides have good arguments.
Fire, good and bad.
Good, yeah.
Here it is.
absolutely.
Caveman
No,
Ryan's back.
I can't explain it. That's a fine line with Iris, man. Mm-hmm. Because now anytime she sees fire, she goes, fire, bad, hot. And I'm like, well, that's a candle.
That one's okay.
That's
That one's allowed.
We did that on purpose. She tries to blow out any candles in our house.
That's awesome.
Lights
Safety
candles,
first.
and she runs
Amazing.
over and she'll start blowing. I go, no, that's fine. You can blow it out later. Like, you gotta wait till the end.
That's a future firefighter
All right,
right
whatever.
there.
That was lit for 2 minutes and you blew it out.
We don't set them up for success with birthday cakes. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
birthday-
It
all
doesn't make
about
any sense,
extinguishing.
you know.
yeah.
And anytime the stove, or the stove top, I'm just like, that's fine. Leave it. Stop trying to blow it out.
But don't touch it.
I love the thought that to a child, that's what a birthday cake is the adults setting something in front of them and going, save yourself. They like quickly have to blow it. Oh, God, the house is going.
It's a good way to like.
Hit him with a trick candle.
Yeah.
It's a good way to
those trick
like
candles.
teach them like skills, life lessons. Like fire bad, you
Well,
blow
it's
it out on
like-
your birthday, and then on your third birthday, we'll give you 3 counters to wipe down.
Well, as long as they
And on
don't
your
stop,
fourth
drop, and
birthday-
roll on the cake,
Oh,
I was
God.
trying to, well, it's, she knows like, I can equate a lot to her with just boo-boos. Just like bad shit in general. I'll be like, let me just shorten it for
there's
you.
boo-boo.
That's a boo-boo. And she knows like, fuck, that's bad.
Oh yeah. No
I don't like
boo
those.
boo.
I don't like those. They're never good. And then I was trying to explain a needle to her, and I'm like, it's a boo boo, but it's good shit.
If you're not careful,
It's
boo boo.
a good boo boo. I'm like, it's a
Necessary boo-boo.
I was telling
Oh, I
her
see
about
what
like
you're
a flu
saying.
shot. I was talking about flu shot.
Yeah.
Not like a sewing
And it's
needle.
like
Right.
boo boo, like ow. I'm like, no, you want this one though. And she's like, which way is it, man? Like,
It's
is it
one
good
or
or
the
bad?
other,
I mean, come
yeah.
on. I'm 2.
She doesn't understand necessary
The
boo-boos yet.
nuances.
Yeah.
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 So we all got our flu shots. I don't remember what I was talking about.
Boo-boos for the best.
Yeah, it's take the boo boo now, bigger boo boo later.
Yeah.
Stop the bigger
No,
boo boo.
no small boo boo now. Big boo boo later.
you want the
Big
little
no goo.
The other thing is like I can always just like get her off of something by like insinuating she has boo boos. They're supposed to get caught up on something being a 2-year-old.
Sure.
She's having a fit about whatever, and
Just
I'm like,
distract.
"Do you want this? No. Do you want this?" And I'll just go, "Oh my god, do you have boo boos?" And it's like, "Yeah." She'll always have boo boos if you ask. Like, she fell the other day. She just like fell backwards and just kind of like landed on her butt in the hallway. Maybe she hit her arm on the door. But she was like, boo, 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 boo. I'm like, okay, this boo, boo, this boo, boo, boo. And I go, that, you didn't hit your head at all.
You
Saw
liar,
you.
you
Yeah,
fucking
but
liar.
I
Dad,
saw
How
that
dare
hit.
you?
boo boo.
Boo, boo, teeth, ow, tooth. I'm like, I can't, I'll try and kiss your tooth. It's difficult. I can't get you.
Every time well, not every time, but one time you came into the office and you were like extra tired, and you're like, oh man, I really couldn't get Iris to like. You was like, I was trying to get her to go to sleep last night, and blah, blah, and you were like, and then just every time we went to sleep, you covered in boo boos.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anytime I'm trying to
Covered
tuck
in
you in,
boo-boos.
this boo boos sprout up.
I mean, what I've learned is that children are just fucking liars, is what it
Yes.
comes down
Yeah.
to.
That is correct.
My nephew, so we had Christmas at my parents' house, and so my nephews were there. They're 8 and 6, and my 8-year-old nephew had one of those, like, he had a bat. It wasn't like a wooden bat, but it was one of those like bats that has the foam covering it, you know, kind of like
Yeah, yeah.
a Nerfy. But it was a normal sized bat. And my 6-year-old nephew was just running in front of him, and he was just swinging at him. And I was like, I'm just sitting there like, all right, this is I'm
Horrific
just gonna go
duck
ahead and
game.
watch this happen. And then sure enough, he connected one time and just dropped my nephew. And I was like, and then he goes, oh, it was an accident. It was an accident. I'm like, you fucking liar. You hit him in the head on the back. There's no accident about that.
If only there had been a responsible
swing
adult
to
around
kill.
to tell him not to do that.
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna see this kid hit him with a bat.
Jack's like, I'm not there to stop him. I'm there to rat him out.
Right.
He did it.
All right. But yeah, it's like, oh, it was an accident. I was like, you were swinging a bat
It's
at his
also-
head. You hit his head. Congratulations! I don't know what you expected, you fucking idiot.
All right,
Most people,
Jackson Narc.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
people are
Oh, I
liars.
just sat there and just laughed.
Kids just aren't
Horrible.
good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to
They get
hone their
caught.
craft, and then they become better liars as
They're
adults.
testing like
It's
raptors.
human nature. Like, well, that wasn't me. I'm like, it
Never lie.
certainly was.
Well, maybe that's where we're
Repercussions?
fucking up as parents. I mean, I call my kids on them every time they lie because it's so damn
So
obvious.
then they try and get better.
Yeah, if I
They're
didn't,
learning.
if I let them think they got
They
away
just
with
stay
it,
terrible. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good
that's
call.
a good life
But then they
lesson
also
right
get
there.
away with it. It's a real give and take.
Yeah, but you let them get away with
can
it.
Subvert what they
choose
want, though.
You let them get
Yeah.
away with it with the crap. So
Right.
then when they
Right.
don't usually get into some crazy shit.
Did you
until
eat a
they're older.
cookie? No. You go. "Okay."
Yeah, it's like, well, you're still holding it, so it's half eaten.
I'll believe you.
Yeah. Well, I guess,
evidence
No, I guess that worked.
I guess you didn't. You know,
Yeah.
now you know, like.
Did you kill that guy?
Yeah.
No. Well,
You can kind of shadow subvert anything a kid wants, though. I mean, if it's like the cookie, did you eat the cookie? And they're holding the cookie, and you just be like, okay, I believe you didn't eat the cookie, but that one's dirty. I'm just gonna take that.
right.
So you
And they
believe
go,
them?
thank God.
And
I
but
didn't eat the boo-boo
They
cookie.
got away with it.
Yeah.
Boo-boo cookie.
The boo boo cookie. That one's full
And
of
just stare them in
boo-boos.
the eye as you eat their cookie.
Oh, you make them watch.
Yeah.
Put it on the
Just
floor.
punish them or throw it away. Just crumple it.
That's the best thing about Christmas is they get all these new things that they like, and then you have threats. They're like, oh, you like that new remote control car you got,
Yeah.
huh?
Use
That's
it
going
against
away if
them.
you don't clean your fucking room.
Well,
It
I
against
mean,
them, yep.
also, that's all Santa is a year-long threat.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, right?
Be
Santa-
good or
Well,
else.
Yeah.
I mean,
club
And then
you.
you get the elf on the
he
shelf that's
sees you
the
when you're
immediate
sleeping.
watcher.
He knows when you're awake. That's fucked up to tell a kid. Like,
Yeah,
wait,
he
there's
knows
a
it.
man looks at me while I'm sleeping.
She knows it ain't Santa. I go, it's me. I'm watching you.
Yeah.
Okay. See that robot in your room? I'm watching you.
And she turns it around.
She does.
So clever. It's like
She just turned
like
around.
a jail breakout. She's like, let's just turn this the other
Yeah,
way.
she does that all the
that
time.
one's
She
gonna do that.
the other day I gave her a cookie. She wanted a cookie, and usually I'll give her like 2 or 3, and then like that's it. I don't do like keep coming back. It's like here's 3 cookies. You're done with the cookies now. You know what I mean?
Stomach boo boo.
The
Just
cookie
like-
bank is closed.
Just like, dude, because kids will go forever. They'll like want one more, and they want one more, and they want one more. It's just easier to be like, this is your allotment. Eat them at your however you want. Savor them, suck them all down. You're not getting any more. So I was gonna give her 2 cookies, and she didn't want a second one. I'm like, okay, whatever. You don't want another cookie. So Luna is like starting to eat like solid foods. She's like old enough to eat them. She just doesn't have the teeth yet. She's got a couple teeth on her bottom row. She doesn't have top teeth yet. So she can only have something that's like really soft.
Yeah.
But I buy the chewy cookies from Chips Ahoy just because they make less of a mess. Like when Iris bites them, they don't
crumbs
explode
everywhere.
into
Yeah.
crumbs
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over my house. So that's why I get her the chewy.
Yeah,
So I
understandable.
took another cookie out and I was eating it and I was like ripping off little pieces and giving them to Luna, and she'll like gum a cookie for a minute. It's like a little, like one chocolate chip and some cookie. So because she was having some, I got a second one for myself, and Iris started screaming across the room at me, no two, because like I was having a second cookie, and I was like, yeah, I'm having a second one because I want one. And then she goes, me too. And I go, oh, here, have a second cookie. But it was just like, no, I don't want one. You're eating one? Give me a second one now. And then she's like, and just like sucked it down right in front of me. I was just like, all right,
Just stares in,
I guess
your
I
eyes.
won't eat
Yeah.
cookies anymore.
Power play.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You
hi.
can, but you're gonna have to give one to her too.
I offer.
It's a
They
cookie mafia.
change like this, man.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you want this? No. Do you want this? No. Do you want this? No. All right. Hey, I want that. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Just
Or
juggling-
are you
juggling your
hungry?
attention.
No, I'm not hungry. Are you hungry?
That's what
No,
you're
I'm not hungry. I'm starving.
I usually ask 2 or 3 times and then just do it anyway. And then I go, all right, you've lied to me. Like, do you want this? Do you want this? And I'll just go, yeah, I don't believe you. Here, take this. And then she'll just start food, drink, whatever. You don't want milk? No, I don't want milk. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you want, I'm going to pour your milk. I don't know why I asked you. I'm pouring your milk. And then she's like, milk. And then she's drinking the milk. And I'm like,
Don't know why.
why did we do this? Why did we go through this whole thing? You know you wanted the milk. I know you wanted the milk. We've done this dance before.
It's like maybe that's how they get their conversations out. They're like, I see mom and dad talking about things. The only way I know how to talk about things is to be like, no, I don't want that thing.
If I say yes, the conversation's over.
it's an argument, you know?
I said to Lindsay the other day, because Iris is like really like talking out. She's like stringing together sentences and stuff. And I go, did you clean Iris's ears last night? Because we have like a little, like pick to get like a little light on to like scoop the shit out of their ears, and we'll do it occasionally. But like usually it's a process. So, like we gotta hold the kid down because she hates it, and like
the clamp
it's
out.
like super. Oh yeah, strap her down. You know, they put the electrodes on her head and everything. So it surprised me that she did it, and I didn't know of it. There weren't screams throughout my household, and I just go, "Did you clean her ears?" And she's like, "No, why?" And I go, "I got her up this morning, and I was getting her ready, and the first thing she said to me was, 'Mommy cleaned Iris's ears.'" And I went, "Oh, cool!" Like that was like a big sentence for her.
Oh no.
And she goes, "Mommy cleaned Iris's ears." And I go, "Oh, okay, cool." Well, yeah. And I'm like, "Did you clean her ears?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" Why didn't she tell me that?
Dream.
Why is like the first thing she told me?
Do you think it was like a memory that she's like, I'm just gonna state
it's
this
possible.
memory?
I mean, she has. She didn't say last night. I just assumed.
Or was
but
it more
like-
insidious? Was she like,
I don't
this
wanna
man
get my-
looks like he's gonna clean my ears?
No.
If I tell him,
No,
Let's just
I,
cut this
no, I
off.
would never do
Mom-
that.
yeah.
She
Mom
wouldn't
already
like
did
me
it.
if I did that. I let Lindsay do that. I let her do all the things that Iris doesn't like. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by MeUndies. Guys, we made it. It's officially 2020. We did it. The holidays came and went so fast, and they'll be missed. But we also think it's time to just throw on some comfy pants and just chill out. MeUndies wants you to treat yourself to some self-care and truly relax after all that hustle and bustle in the softest undies and loungewear on the earth. Literally so soft, you'll think, wait, that's illegal. I love my MeUndies. I wear them daily. I think you know this by now. Achievement Hunter loves them. Get them all the time. Wear them all the time. Sometimes there's kind of a little bit of a fight when they come in over who gets what. There's patterns, there's sizes. But we make do because we all love MeUndies. It's cold out. It's dark out at like 4 p.m., especially now. MeUndies wants you to know that they'll bring you some real comfort in the chilly months ahead. In sizes extra small to 4XL with plenty of brand new options. The options for getting cozy are endless. When they say cozy, they mean it with undies that are 3 times softer than cotton in the cutest wintry prints and colors. That's like real soft. This wintry season, cozy up in their new robes for men and women. Treat your feet in their soft new slippers. And of course, match the whole fam with their cute new baby body suit goo goo ga. With brand new prints and cozy new products, MeUndies has you comfy and covered all winter long. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners, that's you. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. This is a no-brainer, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. To get your 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/offtopic. That's MeUndies.com/offtopic. Thank you, MeUndies, for sponsoring this episode of Off Topic. I was like, I fully believed her. Because that was just like, let me give you a whole sentence.
Yeah.
What went down.
Yeah.
Here's what happened.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah, and I was like,
Whoa,
"Word." She's like,
crazy.
"Hey,
It's like-
I'm like, who's cleaning this girl's ears?
Now, are any of you guys getting the family starting to lean on you about like, where's the kids?
Yes.
Do you have kids coming?
Nah, not me.
No.
How about you?
Jackie's mom is ready at any point. She's just
Yeah.
like, hey, if you want to drop grandkids at my doorstep, I'm like,
Like
At
forever?
my doorstep?
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Like,
like,
ring the
whoa,
door.
whoa,
like a
whoa.
babysit
There you go.
type
Buy a
thing.
nice wicker
you know what I
basket.
mean?
Yeah,
you want
so-
to drop them off, I'll babysit and whatnot.
Yeah, I had.
She's eager to see what our kids would look like.
There's programs
all she
that you can,
wants.
you can Photoshop two together.
she goes like this,
There
she
they
goes like
are.
this.
That's what they would look
Okay,
like.
I'm good.
Yeah, she's
Alright,
like,
now I know.
all right.
Take them back.
Because it's a variety of things.
That's a
Jack and I did
30-minute
hair colors,
Photoshop or
different eye colors,
18 minutes of your
or-
life taken. No, I had family that was like, we were again Christmas and we were looking at stuff and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like one of my nephews got like a cool toy, and then one of my aunts was like, oh yeah, see if you have kids, you can like you get to play with their toys too. And I was like, do you know what I do for a living? She's like, oh, but you get to play with all the cool stuff. I'm like, I play video games and build Lego for a
I already
living.
play
Like
with
that's
cool
my
stuff.
life.
You can
Like,
also buy
why would I wanna-
yourself the toy if you want it.
Right. Why would I want
Imagine it was getting
to
this
kid in there?
I need an excuse for this.
What? Like, no, do you know how much money I'd save and buy my own shit if I want? So,
Yeah.
anyway, that didn't work on me. What happened with you, Jeremy?
No,
They
it's just my
start leaning on
parents,
you?
like, well, not my parents, but my family are like, have a kid. Like, I think my
They pinned him in the corner.
Do
and they're
it.
like,
Do it.
I mean, that's my family.
Reproduce.
No,
We want to see if they get shorter.
my parents aren't on my back a lot because they have my sister,
Okay.
right? And
It's
they're
kind of
like,
the same deal with mine.
Oh, yeah.
And they're kind of like, you know, to her, like, have a kid. And she's like, okay. Like, she's all about it, you know? So, like,
Do it.
So,
My family's My family's like talked about it, where they've been like, when you have a kid, or like they've become more conversational with the subject, so as if it's like impending.
Someday you're going to do this.
And then and
we
like,
live in that reality.
Because I like to say to my mom, because like I was like, by the time you were my age, I was 2. Isn't that weird to think about? Because like
She goes, yeah,
And-
it is.
and it's like kind of, but then she's like, but then now she's starting to say like, not really. Like I guess I could see that now, because like so like they're kind of like open to the idea or warmed up to the idea, but they're not like applying a pressure or like you should start thinking about all that or like I don't know.
People have kids later now.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Modern medicine.
I think
People
I'm
are
at
living
the-
longer.
I'm
My
at the
grandmother's
point-
turning 100 in 2 months.
Damn,
Jesus.
that's
my,
awesome.
My thing was just like, I just wanted to do as much like physical stuff.
You want to be
with my
old
kids.
dad.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when they're in their prime, like,
Right.
you know, pre-teens, teenage years, whatever, like 7, 8, 9, like, and not just be like huffing and puffing, either like too old or just like out of breath or out
That's
of
what I
shape
get
or
nervous
whatever,
about,
you know
like,
what I mean?
waiting.
So it's like, you know, and I feel, again, I mean, people have kids older these days.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like I was on the cusp of that. Just for me personally, like, again, my mother had my oldest brother when she was like 20, 21.
Wow.
You know, and my brother had his first son, I think, when he was 26 or 27. And I was 29. It was like 2 months before I turned 30 when Iris was born. And I'm like, cool, like, you know, on the younger end, but already like, you know, I'm going to be almost 50 when Iris graduates high school. So I'm just like, that's exactly where I wanted to do it. Not just as like a parent in general. Like, obviously you can be much older, you know, it's a lot, I say easier, but like, there's a lot more like means in society today to like take care of yourself and be healthier with food and exercise and stuff like that. Like, you know, you have a lot more options now, but there's still that, you know, barrier of like doing things like what are the activities that you're going to do? I mean, shit, again, like I'm in pretty good shape, and you know, just playing on the floor with Iris for a couple hours yesterday, you know, I had the day off. I like played with her all day. Like I was like, oh my God, this kid just keeps going. I was like, I'm 32. Like I couldn't imagine being 5 years older, crawling around on the floor with a 2-year-old. And I was just like, oh my God, like it's like my bones, you know? It's nuts. It's nuts.
It gets
like,
no better. Yeah.
Iris is like, you know, she'll crawl a lot now because Luna crawls. So she'll get down, she'll crawl next to her and crawl around. And I watch her slam her knees on her tile floor. And I'm just like,
Jeez.
oh, like I'm crawling slowly because I don't want to bash my knees in. She's like on the floor. And I was just like,
That's the thing is
but
like,
like she got like rubber knees. Well, like
she's got her baby knees right now.
She got baby
Her
knees.
adult knees are
Like her
coming.
knees are like beat red. Doesn't bother her. She never's like you
heels
know,
like that.
She goes like this and it's like finger. She's smashing her knees all day. And never comes up.
She's got some knee calluses
It doesn't,
built up.
it
It's
doesn't
good.
matter.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at her going, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's painful to watch, you know. Now she's up and down the stairs like 500 times, and I'm like, oh God, it's like going up the like that knee push on the step is
Yeah.
like where all of my oldness
one.
is concentrated.
Yeah.
A stair. Going up a stair is where I'm like, God damn it.
I think having a kid is what I feel like would be the final nail in the old coffin. Because like I'm already starting to feel it here
They
in the later
just
20s.
they make
like,
you feel old.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
see
I'm
how
already
young they
healing
are.
slower. I'm already this and that,
Energized.
and then like you see this like young, basically Wolverine-esque child.
Yeah.
can fall over.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Like I remember I was running in some woods. I tripped over, like I scraped up. I slid on the ground and scraped up the whole side of my face. And then like a week or two, it was pretty much fully healed. Now,
You get a bruise
forever.
now, the
Yeah.
bruise sits with you for like
You
a week.
gotta,
like, I'll
baby's
be-
gotta be able to
Dude, all
fall
the
and
bruises on my leg. I'll be like, how the hell did I get that? And
All the
Barbara
time.
will be like,
Right.
did you lean on
All
something?
the
I'll be like, I don't what the hell? Did you lean?
You get,
This
like,
hurt. I'm
you
just
get like
bruised.
counter bruises. Like,
Yeah.
I must have leant up against something.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
I reached
your
for
inner
some.
thigh has a bruise, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't remember.
What did I
falling.
do?
It's like, oh, I'm
Remember what
sorry. I
happened.
guess I lived my life. You know?
How dare you?
Well, I want to be on the same boat as Michael. I just want to be able to, like, my kids do
Play with
sports.
them?
I want to be able to do sports, right? I don't want to, like,
You can yell from the car.
No, like, I want to be able to, like, jump in and practice
driving
with
next
them.
to him as they run.
I'm not trying to be where it's just like maybe my kids end up like basketball and I'm like, all right, young blood, let's get it going. Young blood. Back in my day.
Well, yesterday, Kat and I were working out, and we were doing like the bicycle ab, workouts, right? And I was doing those, and Kat was laying next to me while we were doing that, and she was like, "Is that your hip I'm hearing?" I was like, "Yup." It was just like popping in and out and stuff like that. She was like, That sounds awful.
Yeah,
it's like,
So
it's not
I
good.
can't run on a treadmill. Every step on a treadmill that I take is a pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
And
But not on ground?
I just don't run on ground.
Just like when you run.
When you run, it's more.
Stairs occasionally.
My
yeah.
knees pop
If it's like in the
on the stairs.
morning.
My ankles
Like,
cracked.
the inside guts of my knees.
Yeah.
I can hear like,
Yeah, man.
like
My knees have
get that
always
ass.
done that though. Since I was in high school, when
Yeah.
I've been down, my knees pop.
Yeah, mine
all
do
the
that.
time.
Bad knees.
I got that too. I think I have like looser ligaments,
They
which
seem
are more
okay.
inclined to
That
pop.
must be it.
But like when I started deadlifting, like I was like my friend was working out with me, and I usually work out alone. I was like, this is my new 1 rep max or whatever, and I go up, and it was like relatively easy, but both my knees went. And he's like, oh, that's terrible. And it sounds like sounds like your body's falling.
got this.
As you lift up. I'm alive. Everything's okay.
Yeah, thanks to gymnastics, I think by the time I'm like 45, I'll have no cartilage in my hips or shoulders.
You're
or
gonna be like Bruce Wayne when he goes to see the doctor in the last movie. Like, yeah, you've got no knee cartilage.
Right, yeah. It's like, you are, like, we're going to just replace your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, hip
Genuine.
replacement, forget it. Here's a torso replacement.
I'm really counting on the whole taking your brain and putting it into an
Yeah.
AI.
You
Like,
really
that's
banging
what I'm
into
going
that,
for.
Yeah.
Your like your biological brain or encoding it digitally and putting
Either
it-
way, I
No,
mean,
you're still
no,
dead.
that's how you
Yeah.
get hacked, dude. That's how you get your whole personality.
Well, the
hacked.
encoding, you're dead. The brain in a jar, I guess you're still you.
kind of live. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing. It's like
It's
what,
still
what
original hardware.
And encoding would be like
Yeah.
it's like the exact you, but like you ended and your
Yeah.
exact self began.
Still the
so
same
you
CPU.
wouldn't.
Maybe you'll swap out a
Yeah.
graphics
put it in-
card or a different
Just keep the meat.
case.
You just have a little bit of meat. Just a little bit of OG meat to go with all the computer
Slop
stuff.
me in the ground and let me rot away.
No?
Make a tree out of me.
Yeah.
See, I would
Let
love
a
for
dog
them
eat me. You
to
know?
digitize.
Just
Oh,
like
all right.
give back to life.
I would love for them to digitize my brain so I could harass my children throughout the rest of their lives. That would be great.
like a Cortana style.
And now I
AI.
just live in their, like I am their house, and like, oh yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
like an
You can
Alexa-
go outside when you eat your carrots.
Yeah.
I love the idea of
Alexa
like
doesn't shut
Doors
up.
lock automatically.
I love the idea of a real life, but like ancient Ryan. He's 110
Also-
years old. He can't move
Well,
very
that's
much, but he
like-
refuses to die because he wants to
Also,
pester people.
either when do you plan on dying, or how old are you going to be making your kids eat carrots?
Yeah, right.
In their 60s? Eat your carrots.
You're like,
They're like,
Dad.
we're grandparents.
Leave us alone.
Your children are children now.
Make them eat carrots.
No, boo boo.
Dad, I've got boo boo.
Final boo boo.
God. Yeah, I don't need children to make me feel old. I just have Fiona.
That's true. I love watching you guys on
She does
Twitter.
it. She does it.
Yeah.
You'll make a tweet and she'll just like okay boomer you at every left and right
Oh, yeah.
turn on
Oh, yeah.
Twitter.
God. Yeah, it's kids today.
It's funny because, like, you know, I think back to like early Achievement Hunter, and there's a lot of the like, you know, lads and gents of like, you know, me and Gavin and Ray and like you and Jeff and then Ryan and the like, oh, the older guys and the younger guys. But like, we kind of had to work at that to like get that divide.
Yeah.
It's something like Pokemon would come up, right? And it'd be like, oh, fuck that. Like you have it in you already. Like, oh, that's like a kid thing. I didn't do that. That's
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
And we'd go, no, that was our thing. You know, you're old. Fiona's so much younger where it's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a different
I have
language.
no idea what
Yeah.
the hell you're talking about.
Hold on, let me
Like,
Google that.
everything you're
All right.
saying that you grew up with, I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Not even like, oh, that's kid stuff. I'm just like, what?
But then you're like,
What are
oh,
you
Power
saying?
Rangers. She's like, what's that? And they're like, oh God.
They'll still
ah.
run today. How could you not know?
It's still bad.
Well, then she's also foreign, so that's thrown on top of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Were they watching?
It's
in
just
France?
like, it's like, to me, like the first true, like, huge separation is
Yeah.
like Fiona and like the stuff she grew up with and the stuff that like she's into. And Lindsay is a bit more adept with it because Lindsay's like, she's 2 years younger than me, but her sister's like almost 6 years younger than her. So Fiona and her sister are pretty close in age.
Okay.
So Lindsay has a lot more of that, like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Like, even though like I didn't watch that, but that was in my house. Like, I'm the youngest in my house, so there was nothing like below me.
nothing following you.
Right. There was no like little. It was not until my nephew. So I had like like
You know, a
20-year
a
gap.
divide. Yeah.
And now it's like again kind of weird like with my kids where like Iris is watching stuff maybe that my nephews watched, like because my youngest nephew's 4. So he's close. He's only 18 months older than Iris. So like they have a lot of stuff that now they both watch. But like the older nephew, even the stuff that he watched, he's 12. That's like basically, not like something kids watch anymore. As far as like Iris, like I'm not showing stuff to her that's like 10 years old. It's either stuff that's new and a couple years old, or it's like 25 years old. Because I'll be like, oh, I watched this. I watched this when I was a kid. Or like she'll watch Blue's Clues. It's from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like Blue's Clues came out like 1996. So she'll watch, it's back. I think it just came back. I haven't watched it yet.
How is Blue still alive?
Listen,
Dude, she's digital. That's
Zombie.
Digital
That dog.
age.
It's all us forever.
That dog better be like hobbling around, better have 3 legs.
Nah, she's computer generated now.
Damn.
She used to be.
Oh, they digitized her brain. Okay.
They digitized just her. Everybody else is exactly the same.
Well, so they
like
tested
the
it.
2-dimensional, like felt-looking animations.
What you talking about?
She's
The
like,
show-
oh, wait, you're not joking? Wait,
Oh.
does Blue look different?
Different
Yeah,
animation style.
just Blue.
yeah.
Different
Just
animation
Blue.
style.
Like I
thought you were
said,
talking
it's
about
a
like,
computer.
Oh, I thought he was just making that. I thought he was saying that when they were like, they digitized Blue, I was like, oh, she's just
He
code.
said that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Exactly.
no, but she really did. Like it all used to be like drawings.
Yeah.
But now she's CGI. Like
Whoa.
Yeah.
like 3D. But like everything else is
Still the
is
same.
not. The whole
Still
show
same.
isn't like
Lifestyle.
3D.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. So like Mr. Salt, Mrs. Pepper, they look exactly the same. I haven't watched the show, but I've investigated it. I think it just came out like in November. Or
You're staying
December.
hip.
Blue's the owner, and when she decides that her
The humans are her pets.
she needs to put her human down and get a new
She
human.
sends him to the farm.
You're right.
And then she's
grim.
good about like picking
Look
like.
at
No. But she's good about like
Fur
she's
texture.
like, all right, let me get a different race. Let me
Yeah.
get a different race now. Like if she
Oh,
gets a new
Magenta's
human.
digital too.
Well, that makes sense.
That makes sense because he just changed the color on the model. But
I can't remember what the new dude's name is because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah, the new dude is he's Filipino.
Yeah.
There's not many
had Steve,
like
she had
Filipinos
Joe.
on camera, so whenever there's one, everybody all
Dude,
freak
and
out.
let me
There's
tell
like
you,
a
I feel like
newsletter.
it's in the-
Yeah, the newsletter hits the Philippines. Like,
like that.
another one.
Phil or something. I
In the
don't know.
Gap, like
Phil
dude.
from the Philippines? That
So-
would be a little
oh, he's sexy too.
Oh, he's sexy as shit. He's ripped, dude.
Yeah.
Why is he so red?
He's
Hold on.
ripped.
What's
Yeah.
He gets his
ripped
abs
name?
out?
He's making us look
Not in the
good.
show.
Yeah, he's like, hey kids,
Like-
abs.
Well, the
anyway,
thing
hold on,
about it
hold on.
is,
Let's
dude,
count.
so
A.
they got
A stands
Steve.
for abdominal
Does not stand behind that.
They got Steve when they were making the first one, who was like in college.
What's
I
his
think.
name?
Biceps.
I don't know. I was just
And
looking at pictures of him.
they're like, hey, you're gonna do like a kid show, and there's like some singing involved. And he's a singer too, like he's like in a band. The original Steve.
Yeah.
Josh.
But like,
Josh.
it's like okay, whatever. It's like a kid show host kind of deal. And then they got Joe, which is kind of the same thing. But then like, the show ended for so long, and they got this dude, and they were like, fuck this. Like we are like talent searching this guy. He's ripped, he can fucking dance, he can sing, like he's got crazy moves, dude.
I feel like
Yeah.
they went and
Steve's
found
like
Mario Lopez.
do like that's his dance. This dude is like, it's nuts.
Well, in Filipino culture, when you're growing up, your parents push you to be one of 3 things: a singer, a dancer, or a nurse. That's just.
He's got 2 of them.
Every
I don't
house-
know.
There's
Try
a
to
real
be
turn there at the
least
end.
2.
Yeah,
At
they're
least
just
even
like,
doctor?
3.
There's like
He's clearly a good
this
vet
nurse,
if
they
he's
don't shoot
keeping
that
blue
high. No, serious.
Can
Keep
feed
blue
a dog.
alive.
They're like, look, we know the first 2 we're shooting for the stars. This one, this is obtainable. You'll
It's,
do
hey,
that.
it's work.
Your
Yeah.
fallback.
It's still work.
Go draw some
But
blood
I
from
mean,
people.
Your
yeah.
fallback is the medical field.
Like every family
fallback.
is always pushing their kids to be one of those 3.
I got to see Eli's first true experience with that end game video game disappointment.
Oh no.
No.
Well, no, not like I'm disappointed with how the game ended, but that feeling where you get to the end of the game and you're like, well, now what do I do? With Pokemon, he beat Pokemon and Sword, and then he was just like, well, Hop's gone, and no one will battle me anymore. What do I do? I was like, well, you just go collect all the Pokemon. He's like, I don't care about that.
Start over.
That's what. So he's like, how,
Right.
they do not make it easy to delete your save file in that. You have to
it's like
really
hold
go
all the
through the
buttons and
fucking
everything?
thing.
It's so you
No,
don't
you have to
accidentally do
go
it.
into the data management to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't just make a new one and save over it?
Well, no, you have to actually delete your save file from the Switch. But it was really cool. It's like, kid, this is why I put 120 hours in
It's
Skyrim
actually-
and I've never beaten the game.
It's actually funny
Yeah.
because I just beat Yoshi's Crafted World with Iris. That's like her favorite game she's playing right now on the Switch, which is great because it's got the casual mode where it gives him wings, so you can just float forever. Because when you jump, Yoshi gets one little midair flutter and then he falls. But with the wings on, he can go forever. So it just helps her like hold the button down and like float over people. And it's crazy over the last couple months seeing her progress into like playing, like understanding the game, being like, you know, she would just hold the button and I had to like tell her like, no, now you gotta move. Like just for her to hold the stick and hold the button at the same time. She could barely do that. Then she started like jumping. Then she started like jumping like on people's heads. Like she'd pass a guy and then go back to like kill him. I'm like, kill him, you know, jump on that shy guy's head. Then she started like actually shooting the eggs. Because she'd always be like, she'd hand it to me if there was something she couldn't do. I'd get her past it and then I'd give it back to her. And now like she's playing, she's jumping on dudes, she's like throwing eggs into the background because sometimes like you hit the scenery and it like will like spin, you know, like you're in the foreground, you need to like hit a wall and then it spins you into the background. And I'm just like, it happened while I wasn't watching. So I look over at one point, I'm like, holy shit, you can do that? Like you can spin the scenery? Like when did you learn that? She's just like playing the whole game. So if she doesn't want me, I'll either read to her or I'll like play Yoshi with her when I put her to bed at night. So we finally got to the end of the game and I was like fighting Bowser, baby Bowser. And I'm like, oh, we're beating him, you know, and I'm looking and she's looking, you know, and then we beat him and there's like a stage 2, like his final form. So then we're fighting the final form or whatever. I beat him. I'm like, we did it, we won. I look back and she's fucking sleeping.
Uh-oh.
Do I tell you we beat it? Or does it matter? Because a lot of levels too, the other thing she's obsessed about is after you beat it, there's a mechanic where the level flips and you do it in reverse. And it's just this thing where you can find these puppies in the level. And there's just a blue one, a pink one, and a blue one, a black one, and a pink one. And they're just, again, they're like running around and shit in the background. They're like kind of hidden sometimes under blocks or whatever. And she's just obsessed with that. And she'll just go, blue puppy, where blue puppy, where blue puppy? And I'm like, I don't know, I gotta find him, you know? And then again, she'll do most of it, but some of the levels are like scrolling levels. And she'll hand me she'll hand me the thing if she can't get it, but she will lose it on a scrolling level. Like the puppy is being murdered. Because she'll go, blue puppy. And I'll be like, oh, got it, I missed it. We'll restart the level. We'll save him. I was saying something to her the other day. I can't remember. It was so funny what she was saying. But it was like, I was like, don't worry, we'll save Blue Puppy. And she was almost like, we will? Like, will we?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Is that possible?
I've heard this blue puppy promise.
Are you sure?
Blue puppy dead forever.
And I'm like, look, we got him. And then she'll like rejoice, like, Blue Puppy. So like, she's like into it now. But it's funny, like the same thing. I was like, I bought that game for me and didn't beat it until she played it. Like I played most of it, but like we beat that game. And I'm like, damn, you're like 2.5, and that's like your first game that you've beaten. I checked in on her earlier today, and she was just sitting at the kitchen table playing the Switch. And I was like, I know she's playing Yoshi. Like, I know she's sitting there playing it. She'll just play the same levels. She'll hand me like, puppy, and I'll be like, well, there's 80 levels, and we already did this one, but there's no conversation there where I'm like, let me back you out of this level. We'll do no! And I was like, okay, we're doing this level again. Okay, we just did this. I've been over this with you. Fine, look, Blue Puppy, great, we got it. Great, okay? No, don't hand it to me again. He's in the ice. He's behind the penguin. We've been over this. The big penguin's in front of the pink puppy.
I remember Wario World, I think. Wario World, and it was one of the Mario games. It's like Super Mario Land or something 2, where you basically had to get all these coins around this door, and then it unlocked the door, and then you go play the boss. But like, you had a set number of lives. Once you ran out of those lives, game over, you have to restart. That was me, like, at 6 or 7, playing those games, my parents having no idea about video games. I'm just trapped by myself, just beating my head against a wall, like, this is the farthest I've ever made, but I've only have one life. I'd lose to one boss, and then I'd just be like, oh, I have to start all over.
Games are brutal, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like most Game Boy. I mean, that's like the original Super Mario, right? Like Super Mario Land. That's how that worked.
Well, it's funny
was
when people
like,
look
how far
back
did you
on
get?
that.
No, you didn't.
Like, and are sentimental about the days when video games were so awful, but they're not like that mostly anymore because that was annoying.
Yeah, it was. It was annoying.
Yeah.
as shit.
I was
Like,
not
it was-
inclined
Well,
as
it's
a
also-
kid to ask for Wario Land or Wario World 2 or whatever because like I would get my ass
Definitely
beat.
was
It's also because, like, honestly, the difficulty curve was the thing that, like, kept you from not playing, like, beating it, and then you're done with it because they were so short.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and you couldn't save them. That was the other thing. Even if you like, you couldn't turn it off. It would just be like, well, we beat it in one sitting.
Yeah.
So it'd
Leave
be
it
like
plugged in, hope it
insanely
doesn't run out of
hard
batteries.
because the game is 2 hours long. You know, and it would just be like impossible to figure out, and you would like keep playing it
Yeah.
basically.
Now, do you remember what your first video game was? Was it an arcade game or was it a home game?
No, it would have been a home game because my dad had a TRS-80, which is called a Trash 80,
Okay.
which was it looked like a keyboard from an Apple, and it had no monitor. You plugged it in the TV, and it had no static memory, so you had to program it every time you turned it on. So he would spend like an hour fucking typing into it to get like a little game where it was a guy fighting with a sword.
Yeah. Man.
It was they would have like magazines
The
that they
times,
would
man.
send out that would have the program in it, and you'd have to type it in by hand and hope you didn't mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did have an optional tape drive you could plug into it that was like a megabyte of
tape
storage.
drive.
Yeah.
Well,
Single
I mean,
megabyte.
to be fair, back then, I mean, Doom was like 16 megs. Like the original Doom was 16 megs.
It came on Well, the first Doom came on one disc, didn't it?
No, it was.
I thought Doom 2 went to like 4 or 5 discs. But
No, it was like 4 or 5, maybe 4, I think, of the 1.4 meg discs.
that was back when shareware. You got the first level.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember.
Neat, sir.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, my first game ever was an arcade game. I remember playing Akari Warriors at Skaggs, the grocery store. They had to my dad had to get a chair so I could stand up so I could reach the controls. That was the one where I had the joystick that would rotate, and so it would aim whatever direction you were pointed. Little top down. I love that game. That and then Tubin. They brought a Tubin in, and then eventually they got a Street Fighter 2, and that was the shit. I spent a lot of time on that.
Trevor, your first game?
My first game, I mean, I had a Game Boy for a while, and I'm the furthest back I can remember, and this is probably not going to be as old as probably some of my games, but Link's Awakening I had on Game Boy. That was one of the first ones that I remember putting in a lot of time for. And then the first like video game outside of that, because that was like when my memories were sputtering to life, was on the PlayStation original Crash Bandicoot.
Oh.
I remember like getting that for like my birthday or Christmas, plugging that in, and I was like, I was super excited about an N64 because that's what my cousin had. But they were like, look, now you have both systems
You
at
each
your
have
disposal.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then my dad ended up playing Crash Bandicoot for like an hour. And I'm like,
Screaming at the
I want to play.
I hooked it
he's
up.
like, hold on.
And it just
I'm
went
just
out.
testing. I'm just seeing.
I just gotta
Make sure it works.
Lay of the land. That was another one of those games that
helping you
like
out.
if I was lucky I would get to the second island and I'd start making decent progress, and then somewhere mid island, you'd have to run from the boulder, so you're running at the screen and you'd mess up one jump. There go all your like you could burn 3 lives in one jump.
Yep.
And then I'm like, cool, the game starts all the way back over. And so like I remember my friends.
Crash is brutal.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but like it was just beating your head against the wall. My friend had an action replay, and so like
Bastard.
yeah, so like I remember just fiddling around and trying to like see if I could discover a cheat code, and one sent me to like 5 levels from the end, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll play the very beginning and the very end. But it was a lot of fun. How about you?
My parents put me down a weird path. My first video game experience was the Game Gear. That shit took like
wow.
Game Gear,
6 batteries,
I
like
had
3
Game
on
Gear,
the
dude.
inside, and
Yeah, but
after like
backlit
an
screen.
hour.
I had a
It
friend
was.
with the Game
It
Gear.
was like Bonk's Adventure. Or
So
whatever.
I had
Sonic
a
on
Game
it.
I played
Gear
Sonic.
and
And
Sonic.
they also had the Sprite
and
game.
I fucking
Seven-
Echo the
couldn't.
Seven up,
dolphin,
seven
my
up,
friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Game Gear with Sonic, and I couldn't get past the first level, and I was just like, I don't think I like this type of like.
Yeah.
I don't think I like
I don't
games.
like
and
these
then I got
big
Road
games.
Rash.
That's why you don't
And-
like platform.
Oh, Road
All
Rash.
about yeah. Put me on
Sonic,
that.
so you don't
Sonic's
like.
not really a platformer.
Yeah, but like.
Sonic was difficult. I was like,
move to
I
the
don't,
right
I don't
game.
like
Yeah,
this. I was like, I don't know.
especially on the Sega Game Gear, because I remember blazing through those levels. I play those games now. I'm like, I hit everything and stop. But like, I just remember then I could like speed through full
Oh, I
speed.
couldn't do anything.
Really?
Yeah, but then I did Road Rash and I loved it. And then from then on, that put me on the path of Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, and everything. And then one day I played Halo at my uncle's party, and that changed me. Forever.
Changed you.
Forever.
My
Handed out
uncle's
right old
party.
weapon, and that was it.
Jeremy, first video game?
I think my first video game must have been Probably Pokemon Blue, the Game Boy.
Good
Yeah.
first
I
one.
think that
That's-
was my first game. My cousins and friends always had video games like before I did.
Yeah.
Like I never really owned stuff, so when I got the Game Boy, it's like fuck yeah, and I played Pokemon Blue. Then some Game Gear stuff, like Power Rangers on the Game Gear. I played the fuck out of the Power Ranger games.
Yeah.
And Echo the Dolphin. And then my first console was a PlayStation. I got Spyro. That's my first game. I was just like, that was my first game where I would like
Yeah.
look at a TV and play.
Right.
Remember all the attachments for Game Gear? Where you had the flashlight, or you had the
I had that for
Pokemon like
my
pinball
Game
game that
Boy.
had the Rumble pack attached to it.
I had all that for the Game
yeah.
Boy. I had the Game Boy camera. I had the Game Boy Light
Yeah.
that would plug in, so you didn't have to play by
There's
the
so
street
many
lights.
attachments.
I had the Rumble
Yeah.
pack for pinball. Pokemon
Yeah.
pinball was awesome.
Pokemon Pinball was a great game.
Yeah, it
yeah.
was.
It was like a black cartridge.
God, I played that. Tons.
I don't remember.
think
I
it
just remember
was.
because I had to plug it in
And with a
upside
yellow
down.
sticker.
I thought it was
The
yellow.
Rumble packs
I
were
remember
weird
it
ass
being
like
shape.
upside down. And then like it was weird. It had a little lump on it.
I don't
on the top
remember.
or something.
I know the Pokemon trading card game was black. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was. That game was.
That was awesome because I was like, you gotta buy the cards.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to spend money on booster packs. They're just in the damn game.
You just gotta buy the
They
game.
look
It's awesome. It's the same damn
There's like two
thing.
pixels. You're like, oh, look, that's like it.
Yeah, dude. Fat Pikachu.
Pinball was almost beat your head against the wall because like you would finally run into something that you were trying to get, and you're like, there it fucking is. I just gotta get
Yeah.
it. No, I just gotta get it in the right way.
pressure,
And then
yeah.
and then you know something
It
gets
wasn't
fucked up.
easy.
You're like, awesome. Fucking Diglett didn't save me or whatever shit I needed. Damn it.
Where he blocks the hole or whatever.
Where it blocks it, or you gotta hit the Doug Trio to evolve it so that you can get the new thing, or
This was
fuck off.
pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
Pokemon
pinball.
It was hard, man.
It was fucking
Are we
hard.
playing Pixelmon again?
Tomorrow.
Soon, yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
Michael, your game.
Well, my brothers had Nintendo, like, probably like within the year or like a year after I was born. So I grew up with that in the house. So that was probably like majorly the main console. My dad had an Intellivision that like we would bust out, which is the same thing. It's just a piece of shit old thing, like the dial, and it was like a phone. It had digits like 1 through 9 on it. The controller was like a rectangle with a dial at the top, and it was like literally like a phone cord, like a curly phone cord, and you could like slide it, like dock it in the console, and it all had wood paneling, like it was like fucking
Oh, it was
wood,
like a nice
80s.
car.
They need to
Yeah,
bring
dude.
back wood
You pull it
panels.
out, and that had like
consoles.
dog shit like bleep bloop games, and the one game I remember from that was Burger Time, which is just you run around, you try to make the burger, you run past the shit and drop it. So like I dicked around with that because it was there, but really it was like Nintendo. And I just remember playing Mega Man and Mega Man 2. I remember a lot. Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt because we had the Zapper, so I'd always play that a lot as a kid. And as far as like just kind of like not the like Mario game, maybe like not like a huge mainstream game, but like something I just remember growing up with was Blades of Steel. It was a hockey game, and it's because it would like you turn it on, it's like
Great name.
shitty Nintendo like it would go Blades of Steel, and I would just like press start like over and over again, just like listen to Blades of Steel. So like
Blade.
I played that a lot. My first like this is your console was Super Nintendo, and I got Super Mario World, but I was like. Was probably like 6 or 7 when I got that. So I've been playing games. That was Super Nintendo was my first probably like I'm gonna play the game and beat it.
Yeah.
You know, like whereas before that I was just like again I play the first world of Mega Man and then turn it off and then turn it back on and play the same level again or some shit like that.
Man.
But it was probably like Super Mario World and like Mega Man X and I really didn't get into like role playing games and stuff till I was like a teenager. And then I went back and like played all the old classics and stuff.
I played Pilot Wings recently, the original
God.
Super Nintendo Pilot Wings.
Yeah, it's on the Switch.
Well, my brother-in-law has an emulator for my nephews. He's got tons of games.
They added it to the Switch.
And
now.
I'm just like, fuck, this is so much easier than I remember it being like the hardest goddamn
Yeah.
game. And you play, it's like, oh, this is super simple. But I mean, back then it was like, you know, like the hang glider and the fucking jetpack and shit. It was like such a nightmare. Now it's like, oh, man, this is, yeah.
That was another game where you didn't really save progress, right?
No,
like you
no.
played through it until you got to the helicopter level.
Yeah, and you got your license. Yeah, because the last level was like you had to get people out or something, or you had a helicopter. with
You
a
went
gun.
from being like a private pilot to like, all right, good, you've certified on everything. Now where you're going to war.
Yeah,
They gave you like an Apache with missiles.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
Yeah.
go kill
Takes
some.
a real weird turn there at the end of
Yeah.
pilot wing.
But it was like you had to get like your C license, B, A, S license, and then that final level, and that was it. And the game itself, you could beat it in probably 30 minutes if you really knew what you were doing.
God,
but I remember playing that for hours and hours.
I forgot. That reminded me. There was another game on Super Nintendo, and I don't even remember what it was called. But you were a helicopter, and it was kind of like
Desert Storm or
Yeah.
Desert Strike.
Was
There
that
was
it?
Jungle
Where there was like
Strike.
towers, and there was like you'd have to like destroy the bases.
It was
and
like
shit,
that sort of bird's eye kind of
Sounds
like
Yeah.
so
map.
familiar.
I love
that game
those
was
games. That was
awesome.
the EA title.
I played that a ton as a kid. I'm
Yeah.
sure I never beat it, but I
Yeah.
played that a ton as a. Oh, you'd have to like pick people up in the
Yeah,
helicopter and they
yeah.
would get in and shit. Like God,
But then-
you
then
just
they had one
talking
they had,
about
like,
that
the-
like Apache reminded me of that.
They had the one where I think it was Jungle Strike where you could get the stealth, like the wing or whatever, and you could fly that thing around super fast. And God, yeah, I remember those games. There it is, right
Oh
there.
my god.
That's it.
Oh
That's
my
it.
god.
That game was awesome.
Yes!
That was the first game I played where you like blew shit up.
You just
know, like
slammed me with nostalgia.
And you'd only get like limited number of rockets. So you'd have to like conserve them and shit. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's doing nothing. He's just flying around.
Yeah.
But there's like tons of shit to blow up, and that's classic Super Nintendo where your gun is just shooting pellets. It's just
Yeah.
like a little your machine gun is.
I think that's Desert Strike, right?
That's Desert Strike. That's the
Okay.
one that we had.
God, this reminds me of that.
What
I didn't play any of the other
throwback,
ones, but
dude.
like that I played so much as a kid. That game was awesome. You could
Yeah.
you could blow up like almost anything. Like you blow that building up that's sitting right there. Like it'll eventually blow up. Blow it up, shoot it, blow it up,
You
shoot
have
it.
to shoot a million
Yeah,
times.
oh,
Shoot
shoot it. You gotta
rockets
shoot it
up.
live. Yeah, take it down. Blow it up. Like, yeah.
Mission 2 completed.
Yeah.
Kill that man.
Yeah, well, then there's shit inside.
Oh, pick him
gotta-
up.
Yeah, you just scoop him up.
Yeah.
My
Abducted that
brain's
poor
melting
guy.
right now.
See, I rented this game. I remember renting it, and that was back in the day where if you got
God.
stuff from Blockbuster, you didn't necessarily get the instructions.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I just never quite figured out how the hell to play.
Yeah,
it,
you just
'cause it
like
didn't-
stop over this. You'll scoop it up with a crane. Yeah, he's got like, be like you got 5 more missiles or whatever. Yeah, that
I
game
did
was
play the
fun as
shit
hell,
out of
dude.
UN Squadron,
Yeah,
which was nigh impossible to beat.
See, we do a let's play of this just so.
Can we do it? Yeah. Will anybody care?
Can you
No.
find it?
Yeah.
We should do like a montage of games that like were big in our lives. or
Dude, give
whatever.
me Warcraft 2, man. I'll play the shit
It's
out
like
of Warcraft
Warcraft
2.
If we do just like a compilation, like mini Let's Plays or
be
something.
fun.
Warcraft 2 was the
every
shit.
now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a throwback, like a retro type thing.
Yeah.
But we're doing have we talked about the new sort of schedule stuff we're doing?
Oh, a little bit in AWU, but I think it's worth expounding upon here because there's some people are aware that AWU is kind of where we do when we have news, we put it in there. In addition to reading comments and responding to fan mail
Opening stuff.
and you know, yeah, opening stuff and messing with people's things that they send us. That's like because we needed a place where we could update you guys on things. Like sometimes we do it here as like a kind of catch-all because some people avoid different productions that we have. But anyway, we talked about it in AWU a little bit. But what we want to do this year, and I know that there's like some mixed feelings about it, is we want to kind of make shows seasonal. So for right now, for instance, This Just Internet will be taking over for the Ready Set Show slot, and whenever we feel comfortable with it, Let's Roll will cycle out with a different show. And the reason why we want to do that is because it's difficult to like iterate and change. Like if there's been other shows that we've talked about and wanted to try, and it's difficult when you have 2 channels of content every day. So you have 7 days of content. And like when we pilot something, does that mean we are promising ourselves into 52 weeks of this show? Like, do we keep it going for forever? Or do you like cancel it permanently? And like, because that can be upsetting to the people that want to make it and the people that want to watch it. So it's like, it's a push-pull thing where we don't really want to table anything. We want to keep everything on the table in production-wise. But like, we also want to be able to add new shows. And we can't have 20 existing shows happening. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. So what'll happen is I think we're gonna do like 8-week seasons. So everything will be like an 8-week block, 8-week blocks. So you can always expect the next show. We'll always tell you what's coming down the line. And so every 4 weeks or so, there will be a new show like kind of premiering, or the next show kind of premiering. And we're gonna test that out and see how it goes with you guys watching at home. With us internally, it's basically a balance of being able to iterate, change, innovate, kind of stay passionate about making content, and also keeping things fresh for you guys at home.
Yeah.
We know that you guys like a lot of the content that we make, but also we want to make sure that it stays new and fresh for you guys to watch.
It's also great for us too because it's like you don't get burned out on
Right.
one thing. It's like,
Right.
oh, we'll do this for 2 months, and then like either we'll love it and can't wait to do it again, or we'll be like, nah, that didn't work. All right, we're done with
This
They
it.
is
also
like
make those episodes tighter too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It enables us to test stuff and like really push our comfort zones outward to try new things, which is why I'm really excited about this just internet, because it's like it's probably the most different thing that we've done. Whereas, for example, Ready Set Show is kind of like a more between the games-esque show that's kind of structured. It's more structured between the games, and then Let's Roll is like the video game Let's Play stuff that we've been doing since for a while now, like years, but like stretching it into the board game territory, which we're all starting to be very passionate about. So yeah, we kind of want to keep the same kind of ingredients. So shows might feel different or look different, but ultimately it'll still be kind of the Achievement Hunter you know and love.
It's like Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Same ingredients.
honestly,
just put in different-
super yes. Like it's kind of like Taco Bell.
It's like you'll get your,
Sometimes there's sour cream, but you don't have to have
you'll
it.
get your Frito burrito, but it'll go away. It'll come back.
sometimes we wrap it with another tortilla, but cheese with it.
There's still cheese there. There's still lettuce. There's still some tomato.
For example, one of the
and
shows.
mystery meats.
We are all the mystery meats. We're the lowest bidding. You know, we compete
Yeah.
against like dog food.
Great deal.
Yeah, I'm the beef that comes through the tube for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
The pink
Chopped
slime.
up.
For example,
Squirt me
one of the
on
show
your food.
ideas that we've talked about is like Jack has a poker game show that we've already finished building out. We just need to like
Needs a place to live.
Yeah.
needs a place
So
to live.
this will give us an opportunity for
So
that.
we might kind of test that in the Let's Roll slot for a little bit. We talked about a tech show with Ryan, and so it might feel kind of somewhere between the games and Ready Set Show, where Ryan is like the consistent present host, and he brings on different people from Achievement Hunter and tries various, whether you're like making something like there's I forget his name.
We have several different iterations
Yeah,
of that show.
there's a show.
There's
where-
a couple different iterations. It's either looking at cool tech that's online and playing with it like between the games, or I forget his name. I think his name is Michael, but he's on the internet. He's very similar to us in personality, but like for example, he had he took those at-home laser tag things that like sit on
Yeah.
your chest, and he made them into taser tag. So when
Oh.
you shot somebody, it would
did you not
tase
see
you.
that?
God.
So
No.
like,
Oh, I thought
the
you would have seen that.
chest.
That
Yeah.
sounds great.
so
Yeah.
I kind of imagine like there is a realm where we might be able to reach into that depending on
Sure.
our capabilities. But anyway, I'm gonna look him up because
That
he
was
deserves
even-
a shout
Ryan's
out.
gonna start looking at. He's gonna start reviewing kids' toys as well. And we're gonna call it Ryan's Toy Review.
We've
Ryan's-
actually we've
yeah.
talked
No,
about
it's
that
Ryan's
for a
Toys
while.
Review.
Ryan Toys Review.
Review.
And then we're gonna start the
Keeps
Michael
us
Jordan
safe.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll season 2 of Face Jam. We're gonna change your name once we're dug in. and
Season 2
we're-
becomes the Scottie Pippen
We're gonna change.
podcast.
That's in the works as well.
Okay. But
That was
yeah.
like kind of the thing with Face Jam, which doesn't really go into the mold of any of the other kind of scheduling stuff you're talking about. But as far as keeping it like audio and bi-weekly was like we wanted to try something different. It's weird to now say like audio is different, but like, you know, going
Yeah.
the way we've been going for so long, it is. It's much smaller. It's a tiny room with 4 people. And it's like a lot of people want video of it and they think like, oh, we'll just set up a camera and then just like kind of ignore it. But it's like, but then that would defeat the purpose of it. You know what I mean? Like if we have a camera, we're gonna play to it. It happens enough on this show unintentionally.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's
we started this with talking about something over there
it's
that
a
no one
very
could see.
consistent complaint that like I
Yeah.
can't see what you're talking about, and like I get that. I mean, you could still certainly listen to the show. You do lose out on it, but we wanted like just a 100% audio friendly. Like you don't need to see what we're talking about. You don't need to see what we're doing. Like we don't do shit. I never get up out of my chair during the. There's no need to. Like the show kind of feeds off of that. We're at a table that's like smaller. Jordan and I are like this close. Eric's right there. Nick's doing the sound right there. That's it. That's the whole show. It has nothing to do with anything else. And then it's on a 2-week schedule. One, that was kind of like for our schedule, just to be like,
Keep it scalable.
keep it scalable so that we can keep making it because like, you know, it's easy to do, but it is like take time to go get the food and
Right.
pick it out and then like we eat it and then we review it and then sometimes there's like it also gives us time if we to produce the show. Like if we have notes, if we want to do like some edits and stuff, it gives us a longer production time to put the episode out. But at the same time, it's also reliant on existing shit. You know what I mean? Like every week is rough to find like yeah, we could find a food to eat every single week, but being only 2 a month, it gives us more options than we need. It's always nice when Eric's like, these are the 4 things out right now.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do? What do you guys want to do? You know, and Jordan and I have our own opinions about what we want to eat. Sometimes the thing we eat is the thing that we don't want to eat the most, because that would be the funniest episode. Like, oh, this, like, the next one we do, it's going to be terrible. I'm going to hate it. But it also, at least for me personally, like, keeps me just like wanting the show so bad, more than other shows, being that it's only every 2 weeks. Like, I will talk to Eric about it and be like, oh, I just want to do another one. Like, it's 10 days from now, you know? I just get so excited about it because it's not like relentless.
Yeah.
You know, that week schedule would be like, okay, we got to film it, we got to put it out, then we got to promote it, then we got to find the next one, then we got to shoot the next one. And it's just like a week goes by fast, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, stuff like the holidays, like that would have been murder. Just going through Thanksgiving, through Christmas, through New Year's. We already had to like pre-tape like 3 weeks in advance for one of the episodes, but just like taking a step back and kind of structuring it a different way and giving it some breathing room. It's one of the most enjoyable things I've done in years. And I think it's because it's just kind of such a different approach than what we normally do.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're after is like, is that we don't want to hold content back. We want to be able to change, but we also want to stay passionate because like clearly like there's a push-pull factor. So you want to find a sweet spot so we can make sure that we, every time we go to a production or whatever show, we're there to give it our all.
Yeah.
And put all of our energy into that product to make sure it's the best thing that you guys can watch.
I mean, the cool thing is too when doing this kind of this sort of rotating schedule thing, it's like, hey, let's do a retro show where we do 8 weeks of like I'll play Jungle Strike or whatever, or play Warcraft 2, and just do one-off episodes. And be like, hey, all right, that worked, cool. Do it again when it comes back around, or nope, didn't work. And it's like it's not going to hurt us to produce 8 episodes of something that doesn't blow everyone's socks off. It's like, all right, well, we'll at least get it done.
Right.
So.
There's a game I used to play back in the day. This would be, I don't know how we would do a Let's Play of this. It was a text-based.
Oh, one of those text
MMORPG.
adventures?
Yeah. Well, no, it was a multiplayer.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. It was called Gemstone. Well, it's 3 when I started playing it. It became Gemstone 4, but it was a text-based MMORPG.
Wow.
So
Wow,
it had all like the classes like in Warcraft, and all your commands were typed in. You could go on raids and stuff with people. Yeah.
That's wild.
Michael and I
Lost a couple
no
of years.
patience.
Before we get too far away from it, is Michael Reeves on YouTube. He does the video that I found from him was he made an app that when you set up diodes or whatever, those body shockers, when you hit the button, it makes your muscles make you
I
dab.
saw that.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. He's really clever and really funny.
There was like,
Oh God, is that it?
Oh my god.
no!
Oh,
I'm gonna get some.
put it away.
This is what Digibrain Ryan
All of
sees.
this stuff, all this stuff around the edges, that was just part of the launcher. That it was like a front end that would grab all that information for you, but by default, it was just the mid text box.
This is why you are the way that you are.
Yes,
That's
correct.
horrific.
And it would just so you'd go like, all right, north, and it would describe what you saw.
Right.
And there were sometimes things that were hidden in that area, and you could be like hide or search. Or,
I would be playing it
Yeah,
in such
I know.
unexpected ways. You know, I'd be trying to like break the bounds of the game as opposed to just traveling around. I'd be like, can I dig myself into a hole now? Bury myself. What happens?
What was the game with the
mud.
the
That's what they
Gru?
were calling it. That was
Like
Zork.
eaten by a Gru. Is that one?
I think it's Zork.
I played that with my friends because it was built into like a Black Ops game or
Yes,
something.
it was in Black Ops.
Yeah.
You could get up out of the torture chair and then walk around.
And that was
it
one of the
behind you.
games. You
yeah.
could find it. And we used to play that and just see how we could like
It was such a pain.
break that game.
You're
I'm
the
like,
type with a controller.
Look at all the people saying ugh and yuck.
Yeah, well,
Come on.
that's how it used to be, children's.
That was way deeper.
In his day.
That was way deeper. Well, no, that game probably still exists. You can probably still pay it. It was a subscription service, and it coexisted with early World of Warcraft.
Do you think someone still has their subscription active and they've been paying ever since for that one game?
Yes,
It's
like $20 a month.
I bet if I looked it up right now, you could still have it.
Oh man.
I'm not a boomer, thank you.
Yeah, no, nobody in Achievement Hunter is boomer. You must realize boomer is like, what is it, like
Boomer, thank
60
you.
plus?
No, I think there's some 50s
It's like
in there
55
too.
to 75?
It's old people, much older than me.
Alexa, what is a boomer? And then it'll tell you. I like to just throw out every now and then, like talk to people's Alexas at home.
Couple. This is like a guy that bombs. There's like boom. It's the thing.
Yeah, those are both boomers.
Oh, right.
And what Panton
Left 4
called
Dead?
the
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
knights in that Destiny raid. He called them boomers. The Croto
Oh,
one.
it's
yeah.
play for free again.
What is?
Sign him up for that.
Zork.
tonight.
What? Yeah,
happening?
Ryan's playing that.
Oh,
tonight.
that
Talking about
nerd
text,
shit.
text
Yeah.
adventures.
Zork or the thing you were talking about?
Zork is what you were talking about.
Good group.
Allegiance to Zork.
I think we were playing that, and we
Sounds like
kept
Conan.
we kept
That's
taking
exactly what I was going
whatever
on.
items we had in our inventory. We would say that
I've been listening to a lot of Conan O'Brien.
Same.
The podcast.
Oh, not his
Conan
podcast.
O'Brien Needs a Friend. I've been tearing through that.
He's fucking
It's
funny.
great. It's way funnier
been-
too than Late Night. 'Cause
Oh, really?
It's like unrated.
I've been watching.
Whatever the fuck he wants.
That's the okay. Then I
It's-
need to watch
it's
it
really
or listen
funny.
to it. I've been watching a bunch of the clips of Conan from like, well, as they go back as far back as like the early '90s,
Yeah, the
but
90s, like
but then there's
93, I
like
think,
Team
but-
Coco stuff. I just watched a bunch of that channel.
Team Coco stuff is
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Dude, him just like railing on his assistant is the
Baby
best
boomers,
part.
1946 to 1964.
Someone
And
did
yes,
the math.
I am a Gen X. Thank you.
All right, so yeah, 55 to 75. I nailed it.
GX, Generation Next.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want Ready Set Show to become, at least in some part. I love when Conan goes out and does stuff. Like Conan went to like Guinness, and it literally just
His
like
travel show's great too.
yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Without
That
Borders.
wasn't that just literally all the B-roll they had left from his adventures?
I
and
don't
then
know.
Piled them into.
I don't know.
Because like some
maybe,
of those.
maybe that's how it
got a lot of
started.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually those segments are a couple
Entertaining.
minutes
Yeah.
on the show.
And so I'm sure if you obviously travel internationally.
It's funny because I used to watch a shitload of Conan O'Brien. Like when
Yeah.
I was in like high school, I watched Late Night. But like I didn't really transition to like I haven't watched Late Night in years. I just don't watch late night TV. It's not a
I just
thing
don't watch
where I
cable.
would be
Yeah.
like, even if I did, I don't know. I just wouldn't be like, it's 11 o'clock, time to put it on. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's like, it's great for me being like a TV like a comedian and like host and like talk show host that I really enjoy. Now doing streaming and podcasts, it's like the content that I watch and listen to is like, oh shit, like I took this thing that I always used to do and then I fell off of it for years. Like I've always enjoyed Conan O'Brien, but I haven't really. I essentially never watched his TBS show. I just came out at a time like right around when I was moving to Austin, and again, it wasn't like on the top of my list. Like gotta get TBS to watch Conan's new show after he got fucked over from the Tonight Show.
Right.
But like, man, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and I'm glad that I hopped on like fairly new. Like it only started in 2018, and like he's just nailing it, man.
Is it just
like,
him and a guest, or like what's the
it's
format?
him. It's basically him and a guest.
Yeah.
But he's got his assistant, who again he said it's been his assistant 10 years,
Yeah.
but I am not familiar with her at all because
She's in
it's
stuff
all TBS.
for-
She's on the show.
I bet you
She's on a
she
TBS
has been.
show. She has been. I
Yeah.
know she has been. And he's just like one of those, employees that he drags into bits and uses a
Right.
lot. It's like his assistant. It's like personal assistant.
Right.
But she's like I would say co-host, but she's just like a silent member on the podcast. She's like clearly in the room. So it's him, his assistant Sona, and then the producer of the podcast, Matt Gorley. And then they has a guest every episode. And occasionally you'll hear Sona like chime in or laughing in the background.
kinda like Eric.
It just gets that like even way less than Eric.
Oh, really?
Like
Yeah, baby.
nope.
All right.
She'll say a couple things in the episode. But
Pipe down.
like he'll sometimes turn to her like, is this going off the rails or whatever? And she'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, I think it's great. But at the end of every episode, there's always like 10 or 15 minutes where like the guest leaves and then he does some kind of bit with her.
Yeah.
And he just shits all over her.
Yeah, he
You know,
does.
like they were doing a bit on the episodes I was just going, I'm only like 15 episodes in, but like they were having like a drawing contest, like a doodle contest between her and Conan. And then he won, but then they decided that like, cause there's like a Twitter poll. They decided like they said whose was whose, so it was unfair because everyone voted for Conan.
Right.
So then they did like another one, and they didn't say whose was whose. But like, even in me listening to it, I could tell whose was whose because he described her cabin as a log cabin. It was who can build it better. It was a log cabin with like a lumberjack out front. Like doodle that, and we'll
Yeah.
see over. And he described her log cabin as a cabin built out of dildos. So then, of course, as I'm listening to it, I look it up, and that's exactly what it looks like. And I'm like, well, that's hers.
Right.
And Conan's looks like a bounce castle.
Yeah.
But like just this, so then the next episode they have like the results on that, and he got like 82% of the votes, and he's going on for like 4 minutes about like how superior he is and how great he is, and like he does this bit where like so Matt, that's when they're all really vocal. It's Matt, Sona, and Conan, and Matt's like he's like, God, you're hubris, like you're so annoying, like I
Yeah.
want to challenge you. to a doodle contest. And Conan, like, he's so clever. He's so like quick-witted.
He's very smart.
And he goes on this tangent where he's like, I can't take everybody's challenge. I can't let any, and he's like, if it'd be like the Wild West. You can't just accept like a quick draw from any person that comes up to you. And he's like, Matt, he's like, well, you would if I challenge you and I have a gun. And he's like, yeah, but it would be like this. And just like, he starts describing, he's like, you would get out. Yeah, so hers are on the right. They look like dildos. And he's like, Matt, you would see me and you say, oh gosh, there's old Bill McClintock. I'm going to challenge him to a quick draw. And then you take out your Pappy 6-shooter and it would fall apart in the mud. And then you'd say, oh, Mr. McClintock, wait. And I would already be gone. And then I have to come back outside and help you put your gun back together, which would inevitably just result in a shootout in which I would kill you. And then you'd get and then another friend would come up. He just goes on this like 5-minute rant and he's just like nonstop. It's probably funnier than most of the guests.
He's just so smart.
And then like just constantly reiterating that he's paying them and he can do whatever he wants. He does this thing with Sona where like he just slaps things out of her hands. So there's one episode he talked about whenever she has a cookie, he'll just walk up to her and crush it in her hand.
That was a segment that I
so
recently
funny.
just watched on YouTube where he was like, they met with their head of PR. And she's like giving her real complaints, and Conan's like, "No, this is just ridiculous. Like, can you?" And like, it was awesome to watch that because then in front of the PR, they like, "All right, well, here, let's give her a cookie," and then he was slamming it out of her hands. I'm like,
HR or PR?
"Oh, sorry, HR, not
Okay, I
PR,
was-
not
There
public
was-
relations,
It's not public
I've
human
seen, like,
resources."
it's from the show, but I've seen like behind the scenes where he's doing that, and Andy Richter's there.
Yeah.
And he'll do something like that, and Andy Richter starts laughing and goes, "Nice one, Mr. O'Brien." It's like so funny, dude. It's so funny.
I think my favorite bits of his are when he leans into his awkwardness. Like he leans into like, I'm just a really pale like Irish Catholic boy, or like you were saying, when he weaves this like improv, because he's so smart, he's so well versed on so much that he can just paint a very vivid image, leveraging historical facts or references of this or that, and it's just like, and it comes out really well. I love when he does that.
I just like when he leverages other people that he works with. Like the stuff with Sonya is so funny. Or when
Yeah.
he had a bunch of interns one time, he did a skit with a bunch of interns, which is
Yeah.
like the funniest. Like he just some guy had a pencil in his pocket.
Well, wasn't he was like,
And he kept like taking his pencil and breaking it and then giving him a new one. And every time he was mad at him, he'd break his pencil
Yeah.
and give a new one.
well, he was like, what do you do here? And then the one girl was like, well, yesterday I organized the sugar packets. And he goes, really? And he just like grabbed and threw them across the kitchen. He goes, great. And then he moved. And then he grabbed and broke the pencil and then moved
Right,
on.
and like at some other point, he's like asking someone a question. He looked over at her again. He went, "Enough with the sugar!" And she was like doing it again.
She was
He, like,
touching
took
it.
away.
Stop it. Yeah.
Did you guys see the Jimmy Kimmel thing recently where he had his wax sculpture from Madame Tussauds? So
That
there's like
clip was
there's a
so
wax
funny.
sculpture of him like doing a pose or whatever, and they let him borrow it for a day. And so he
yeah.
put it around his
Yeah.
production studio and it scared the shit out of people. So like he put it like in the elevator so someone would open it and just be him standing there. And then like it was like his cousin or something. She was freaked out every time she saw it, and he kept putting it, and then he just started torturing this woman. So he started putting it in her office and stuff, and just following her around with it. And then the last one, it was him standing there, and she came in and screamed, and she got all pissed off, and she walked in, and he like grabbed her, and she just lost her shit.
Yeah, she like went to take a selfie, and he moved. And she like threw her phone and everything.
It was amazing. So, oh god, it's fun when you've got that sort of level of interaction, or like when you've been around people, you're comfortable around people long
Yeah.
enough that you can do shit like that.
Yeah.
You know. So, we'll never reach that point.
Nope.
No, never. But
Yeah, stay away from me.
Stay away from Wax Jeremy. He doesn't,
Yep.
Don't even stand
I
near
want
his
Wax Jeremy so bad.
Jeremy wants a wax sculpture, and then no one ever look at it or stand near it.
yeah, just don't.
He's like, just leave us alone. Leave us alone.
Never talk to me or my son ever again.
So Olympics this year, huh?
Dude, get fit. Are you good? Anybody trying out?
I'm gonna do the Eddie the Eagle
go
thing.
for it.
I'm gonna find the one thing that we don't have a team
Yeah.
for.
I'll coach you.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Which
Smart.
would be what?
I don't know. I, mean, I
Nothing.
think
It's
America's
America.
probably got everything covered.
We
We're
do
fucking
everything.
greedy.
Yeah.
There's
Not
nothing.
great, but we knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there? I wonder if there is a sport that America doesn't compete in during the Olympics. I can't imagine there is.
Is there?
Competitive felching.
Is that an Olympic sport?
Felching.
I don't think
Probably.
so.
I saw someone recently. They took footage from curling, and they replaced the curling stone with cats. So, like a woman sliding a cat, and there's a cat laying down. The
Cat, all the legs sprawled out.
I always have to think for a second when someone says curling. I go, oh right, the broom.
Yeah,
Not
not
like-
the
broom thing.
Yeah,
So you really
yeah.
just think it would be a weight.
So the broom's where you go mentally,
Little
not
bit jet
the stone that's sliding across the ice. It's the two assholes
Well, yeah,
in
that's
front
what
of
they're
it going.
doing. Well,
The person's screaming.
it's like
at
someone.
him. Oh! Oh!
It's like someone
yeah.
sweeping a moving carpet. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know how to describe.
Well, I guess it affects the mood.
I would hope
mean,
so. Otherwise, they're
jazz,
there for
right?
nothing. Yeah. Maybe people will just think this does
Well,
something.
you scrub to get less friction or more friction.
Yeah, I
like
think
you
they're
want
trying
to keep
to
it going,
polishing it so it's as smooth as it
Yeah.
can be.
and then when they
How do
stop,
they reset the floor?
I don't know if they
Polish
do.
it,
They just keep
polish?
polishing.
I
Yeah.
think they just keep doing it. Yeah.
Polish on polish on
Yeah.
polish, man.
Damn.
But that's a Winter Olympics. This is Summer
They might
Olympics this year,
actually.
right? It's Summer Olympics, or is it, yeah, it's Sochi is in 2018. So I think this is. I'm pretty sure this
I feel
is
like
Summer Olympics,
condensation would
right?
Yeah, maybe something.
freeze.
You could be wrong,
Some
Jack.
way.
Probably. I mean,
Well, I
I got
read-
50-50
Would have
shot.
to
I just read
polish
as of 2014, apparently, someone asked if there was a sport America didn't compete in the Olympics. The only one that came up with was handball.
handball.
Oh, we could do that.
What?
Yeah, but that was 6 years ago. Also, we can't do that.
No, at an Olympic level, there's nothing we could
No
do
way.
at an Olympic level.
No,
Of course
nothing
not.
at all.
Well, unless nobody else is handballing.
People are handballing.
Oh,
there.
there's someone
We need to add a
handballing.
sport to the
Hard.
Olympics.
someone out there
in order to
handballing.
Hard.
Yeah.
They
Listen to
play
the
when they were
12 handball
younger,
teams.
and they never stopped.
It's handball, though.
Let's
Come
get
on.
moonball involved, and we're all good.
I don't actually know the rules, but I feel like
He's like, it's easy. Come on, I don't know the rules, but
it's a hand and ball. It's only got two
Isn't
things
it?
in the title. It's got to be pretty easy.
Is that the game that Caleb
nothing
brought,
else.
where it's like a hoop on the ground, and you like have to slap the ball, and it has to bounce in the ring and then go out again.
Oh, it sounds easy.
Like
I
you
don't
can't
know if
bounce
that's.
anywhere
I thought
else.
handball was just
That
two
sounds
nets.
like basketball and you miss.
It's like
All right. It's,
Try to
it's
throw it in
Summer
the hoop
Olympics.
and
it's like
bounced
it's like
out.
Foursquare, but with one ring, and everyone's surrounding it. That you have to like
I thought
hit it
handball
into
was
the-
basically
That's
just
sport.
soccer with
That's
hands.
sport.
spike ball.
Spike ball.
Oh, what's handball?
Handball is just like
Is it-
it's like,
is-
That was just
it's like
soccer with
squash.
hands.
Soccer
is
with
it?
hands?
No, yeah, isn't it
Squash is a
handball
vegetable.
against the wall, and you just
Yeah,
take turns like hitting
that's
it
what I thought.
back and forth with like your hand, like
think
with the
so.
bottom of your
That's
palm?
volleyball.
No, it's so you got one bounce to hit it
It's like squash, except it's,
Yeah.
you don't
against
have
the
a, you don't have a
wall,
racket.
Yeah.
and then you can hit, and then it'll come back.
Ultimate frisbee and soccer mixed together.
Ultimate frisbee and
nothing-
soccer mixed
That's
together.
totally
That's
different from
nothing
what
at
you
all
were
what you were
describing. Yeah.
Soccer with hands.
Soccer with hands.
Yeah.
Soccer with hands.
I'll be
Oh, there
honest,
we go.
Oh,
that- yeah.
basketball. Oh, football.
That's that. Whoa,
Say
whoa!
what?
Oh, this is
That
lacrosse
guy,
without the
he
sticks.
just had a stroke. The
Look
guy
at
in
that.
the goal.
So-
Oh.
This is lacrosse without the sticks.
Yeah, no, this is a real
we
thing.
can cross
We
without
could do
sticks.
that.
We
Come
can form
on.
a
We
team.
would not do
we could
that.
do
Let's
that.
We could do that Olympically.
I could do that. I could
So
beat that
I
guy.
assume you're
See that
only
guy?
allowed.
I could beat him.
Look at them.
So you've got. I guess you can't
Whoa,
step
we
in
as a
the
team.
Who's our
three-point
goalie?
thing.
Or
Look at
I'm
that.
assuming
Oh,
that
I'm,
you,
I'm too scared to be a goalie.
Who wants to be the goalie that looks ridiculous every time? Because it seems to be a
Jack.
running
Yeah,
theme.
yeah.
Look, I am.
Whoa.
I'm the fattest.
Whoa,
so
that guy got a yellow card.
Yeah, watch out.
Oh, there we go.
It's like in dodgeball
fire?
when they get a penalty and they like dangle the red rope in front of them. Like, that's a warning. You dangle the rope.
Let's,
That's
we should
right.
do that.
It's fucking competitive moonball.
Yes.
No, competitive moonball is more like the thing you were describing before, the
Yeah,
squash
there's no
thing.
ball.
right off
There's
the
no
wall.
bounce.
Competitive
off
moonball
anything.
is that, but you have two walls either side of the court, and like to score it, you have to
Is it-
slam it
yeah,
off
yeah.
the wall.
Or
green walls.
or there's a wall behind the net and you got to hit the goalie in the back.
Oh, so it has
You got to
to
get it past him, bounce, and then hit him.
Yeah.
If they drag
One
him off the
point-
court, it's 2 points.
1
Seven
point if you hurt the
players.
goalie.
Yeah.
It says contact. Yes, frontal.
Yeah, dude.
question.
Don't you go in that rear.
All right, yeah, we can start a team. 7 players. We got sticks
Denmark.
right here. So
Damn, dude. We just need to get one ringer.
there we go.
We should.
Let's
Yeah.
let's get a season of this going. AH handball.
Okay.
Let's get good Olympic version.
There you go.
Olympic.
Can
Get
we
good
work that into the
Olympics.
8-week cycle?
Yeah,
you
we'll
go.
get that. We'll get Olympic ready in 8 weeks.
That sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
We should actually do like an Olympic thing again. We like you guys used to do
Oh,
that.
the Olympic. Well, they never made any more Olympic
Well, we
games.
still got the old ones.
They did some. We just haven't really.
I kept
touched
them on
it.
the shelf.
Did you see that there was an English
Hey.
archer who was wearing a Mark Nutt shirt.
No.
I want to say it was a female Olympic. I noticed she was Olympic, but she was like professional archer from England wearing a Mark Nutt shirt.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, Mark Nutt
fuck
was a
that.
real guy who was an archer.
No,
Yeah,
I
he
don't.
was-
Was he?
Those were made.
But no, it was
They were-
art
they
shirt.
were made.
Oh, yeah.
they were
I don't
made
think
up.
Mark Nutt was real.
They were
Those were
definitely all
random.
made up. They
Those
were
were
100%
definitely-
made up.
But she was wearing our shirt.
They were
and I was
not
like,
real
oh
people.
shit, that's
Those were our
amazing.
Mark Nutt and
I
Taylor
don't know that
Jones.
they were
Hold
on a
on.
shirt. Maybe she knew a different Mark Nutt.
Here comes,
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna Google
Alright,
search Mark Nutt.
Urban
Yeah, that's what I was
Dictionary is
just
the
doing
first
that,
thing that pops up.
Okay, the
Mark
first-
Nutt person.
Fictional Mark Nutt appears in London Olympics 2012.
He was
Yeah.
popularized by, is that us?
Probably
Yeah.
us.
The Mark Nutt Rooster Teeth.
Damn, I forgot about that shirt. That's
Yeah.
our official shirt with
Yeah.
the Union Jack and all that.
So if anyone knows the
You and
the
you
archer,
and Gav,
oh yeah,
he sat on your lap.
If anyone knows
mean,
Mark
yeah.
Nutt,
That was
There he is.
the
Here he
same
is.
video of Taylor Jones.
Here
Yeah,
it is.
Here comes Taylor Jones.
Mark Nutt, right
Mark
there.
Nutt.
his parents should have named him Buster.
Buster Nutt.
His fictional parents.
That's his nickname.
You're going beyond the game.
Mark
already.
Buster
If
Nutt.
someone has the last name Nutt, you're welcome.
shit.
Go for it.
Dude, Nick just hit me with the newest episode of Face Jam. I have it.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
just play it, put it on
Play a
speaker.
second.
there
Maybe
it is.
we'll copyright strike
Comes
ourselves.
That's how we end off
It would
topic.
come out early,
Yeah.
man.
We'll take down ourselves.
Just hit play and walk away, and that's the end of off topic.
Yeah.
It just goes.
This last call is just Face Jam.
Dude, first 15 minutes of Face Jam.
There you go.
Last call.
There you go.
You can subscribe now. Every other
yeah.
week, they talk about all the crazy.
Every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday.
Fortnite podcast.
Fortnite
also,
podcast.
shit.
Popular game, popular
It's
podcast.
January. Fucking Haunter's coming out in less than a month.
Yeah, it is.
Season 2 of Haunter hitting.
Didn't you even wait till they removed the lower
No,
third?
dude,
I can't wait.
I didn't
promo on
finish.
promo
It's
on
so
promo.
good.
We need this.
Wait,
Follow
cut it
Face
off.
Jam Pod on Twitter for pictures and shit.
There you
Yeah.
go.
For those of you that
and
want to
it's-
see what
That
they're
need
eating.
to see the food.
I'm just
That's
waiting,
where it is.
I'm waiting for the lower third for Haunter,
Haunter.
and then I'm gonna start talking about AH Live.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
I don't know.
And then Chump returning this week.
It's
back.
Talk about that on the Rooster Teeth.
I was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
you shut up about that.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'll talk about it when I'm on the IT pack.
I see. Chump is like a perfect
You
example
should
of what I
score
love
him on.
about what we do here. Is that like we'll put out iterations of shows, like Ready Set
That's what I
Show.
was doing too.
Previously, like this just internet, which was called Clickbait. Now Chump. Like we'll put it out, and then like it will iterate over time. Like we incorporate audience feedback.
Every episode's been different so far
Yeah.
in terms of me going like, that was a good idea, audience.
Yeah.
Do that.
But like the production
do that.
value builds out and
tweak
stuff. It's
here.
just really, I really like that we can do that.
When do we get to see Haunter? Do we
we
get
have
to
them
see
all.
it early at all?
We've
I think we have
seen
all,
most
dude.
of
We
them.
have them all. I only have.
I think Fabello sent us all.
Yeah.
He sent me an email that had links to all of them. I think.
I don't know if everyone was on that, but
Can
yeah,
I have that?
He's been sending them out.
I only have 4 of
That's
them.
too spooky.
You hit him up.
Too spooky.
Too spooky.
Too spooky to watch.
That's why we need a season 3.
That's scary.
This is my
Too
season
spooky for
premiere.
Alfredo.
I was like, that doesn't solve anything. That's too spooky to watch. That's why we need season 3.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to
I'm
watch it.
too
You just
spooky.
got to be in it.
I'm dead that day. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah, you will be.
You
Yep.
will be.
Will be.
You will.
You and your friend.
And
Go ahead.
couldn't leave us like that.
Stifle it.
Leave us.
It's like blue balled me on the quote.
talking about Dark Knight?
I don't know. I don't.
Talking about
That was a really funny joke you came up with there. No, like people have been joking that like, God, we're gonna end up killing Alfredo or Gavin or something. We're gonna make our own ghosts.
Hopefully.
Yeah, nothing.
That's
Like
we.
the bad thing is gonna
Hunter's
happen,
just
gonna happen to me.
making ghosts.
We showed. We
I'm
had
gonna
a
be the
panel.
ghost.
We had a panel at
that's
RTX.
stuck with you guys.
We had a Haunter panel at RTX this year,
Yeah.
and it was just, Fabello showed a bunch of clips, and all it was just Gavin in precarious
Almost dying.
situations,
Right.
It was almost like
over
3
and
or 4
over and
times.
over again. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Most of it too is like,
He's the
hey,
face.
this is when we did the thing with you, but also like this is when we found out there were really no safety precautions at all for this thing. And he goes, wait, what?
Yeah.
And now watch this clip.
Yeah. Here we go. The lights dim.
When
Like,
Gemini
what?
had that rail cart, they're like,
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
don't worry, we put down a chain. And we're doing the bit, and I go, doo, doo, when I go, that was the chain. He literally went over it with no problem whatsoever. I'm like, that was the thing that was supposed to
That was-
stop us
His
from
body
killing
wouldn't
him.
have stopped you at all.
Just so you know. There it goes.
Nice. So you'll have to stay tuned. I think January 30th to see if Gavin survives this
Right.
season.
I mean, he's not here.
that's true.
Yeah.
Gavin.
When
might
the
not
show
see
comes
it.
out, after the show comes out, that's when he realizes how close to death he was at any given time.
Love it.
I can't wait to see if we find ghosts.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We had some. Well, I've only
bring it
been
back.
So this is my first season. We had some pretty solid, like
Good stuff.
some activity, I guess, or some pretty
It
interesting.
depends on how you're looking.
I guess like interesting results. I don't know. I don't want to like.
We had interesting things happen.
It depends on how you subscribe. Do you subscribe to ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you not believe in ghosts?
Right.
No matter what,
We had
ring
interesting
that bell.
events. You know what?
Yeah.
Smack that bell.
And then just tell everyone you know that you want Haunter Season 3.
Ring that bell, lick.
Call up your local TV station.
Yeah.
You have a
Be like,
touch
hey,
screen. Lick the bell.
If you have an
where's
uncle that
Haunter
works at
Season
like
3?
Discovery or the Travel Channel,
Yeah,
or
just be like,
somewhere,
how about that
hey,
Haunter?
You can ask him about the show that he passed on.
Like, Uncle, this show's great.
Oh yeah, I talked to those guys.
Kill that.
Awful.
Press 6 if you want to hear us say, still no.
Stop calling.
Stop.
Let's be outside of the office holding the boombox up.
I got it.
Going back off of
That's an old joke.
audio podcasts.
Still checks out.
People have been tweeting periodically about like Rabbit Hole, which is like a temporary name, or
Headcanon.
Headcanon, stuff like that. I think the plan is that we want to kind of figure out what our episodes are going to be, and we're going to kind of release them over the course of this year or over the course of the next handful of months, because we don't want them to kind of compete with each other. We want them to give their time in the sun and to figure out what they're going to be and how they feel, and then just kind of go from there. So just stay tuned, just like to our personal Twitters, to Achieve Hunters Twitter. As we develop those podcasts, we'll let you know. Awu, we'll let you know there as well. And we're really excited to try those out with you guys and see how you guys find those, and we'll go from there. You know, if you guys like it, we'll continue them going. You know,
Absolutely.
but
Cool stuff, plan.
yeah,
Dude, Jackie and
Don't lose
I,
that.
You
we
don't
went
want to see the
to.
nipple tassels, by the way.
Oh, you do. You probably
That's
do.
not the worst part of that scene either.
No,
That'll be
Fat
clipped.
Jeremy is.
That'll be clipped, saved, uploaded.
You bulked up for the season, right?
He went one area.
Concentrated
really bulked up.
all right here.
Oh, those snack tables, man.
Oh, I was saying, yesterday, Jackie and I, we went to like a local Austin like board game shop because we're looking for like an expansion for a game I'm playing that I'm really into called Arkham Horror. But as we were checking out, there was another customer that like came up to the cash register and was talking to the guy, and he came up and he was just like, "Hey, that Star Wars figure in the back, I'll give you $5,000 for it." And the guy, I sat there, I was like, "Wait, what?" And he was like, "This guy just got $5,000 in his pocket. He's ready to throw it
was it
down."
like
Star
life
Wars
size
figure?
or like you know?
So that was the thing. I was like, I mean
gotta go
what's
see it.
what's happening here? But the guy that was running the shop instantly responds and goes, "Nope, it's $10,000." And I was, woo! And then I got finished being wrung out. And then Jack is like, "All right, let's go. Like, I'm hungry. Let's go get food." And they're walking to go, settle
You see him shoving
settle
Kylo Ren in
that
his
whole
trunk.
thing.
Negotiate.
And I was like, "Oh, let's take a look. Like, what is this figure? What are we talking about here?" So we go back, and it was like this. I don't know. It was one of the ships in Star Wars. I don't really know what it was. And they were debating. I sat there for a good 5 minutes.
All right, what
pretending
letter was it shaped like?
They had a front and the two sides.
Had a front and two sides,
like a
Ryan.
pizza cutter type
Like
thing.
Like a pizza cutter.
I don't know.
What was
that's
it? Was
it.
it like a Super Star
That
Destroyer?
sounds
Or was
like
it
a
really
P-wing.
pointed long one.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
a
yeah.
pizza cutter would have
Well, it
like
had the two long sides
Hut?
and then like a center.
Oh, it was.
That's a Y-wing.
That's Enterprise.
It was a Y-wing?
You're talking about the Enterprise?
No. Yeah,
The
I think it
Y-wing
might
has
have
like
been.
two
It's a cutter.
cylinders.
He has
on
two
the back.
cylinders and it has the main bulkhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
Y-wing.
Y-wing.
Yeah, well, they were debating over that, and they were the guy was just like, "Oh, this is from this series, so it's really only worth that much." He's like, "No, this is from this edition, from this model, and this," and they were going into the lore, and I sat there pretending to buy things for about a good 5 or 10 minutes trying to figure out. But the owner of the shop settled on he was like $8.5K, and he was
Damn.
like,
So he sold
was
it
like,
there.
"No, $7K," and they just went back and forth, and Jagger was like, "We gotta go," and I was like, "This is crazy. This
You
guy
don't know
was."
the end of the
Was it-
story?
did it look
I don't know the end of the story.
Did he
yes.
ever get this
Okay,
shit?
it was a
looked-
Y-wing then.
It looked like a Y-wing.
Yeah.
That Ryan was the guy that bought it.
Yeah.
That was me.
You know, it turns out
I got my Y-wing.
I
They
put
were
it in my
debating back
bag.
and forth.
Bombers
I
of
don't,
the fleet,
I don't
man.
think the guy bought it, but it was like it threw me off because I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go, go home, and play
Yeah.
some board games," and the guy was like, I'll give you $5,000 for it.
Right
And
now.
I was like, whoa,
Cold,
this
hard
guy
cash.
is ready to buy this Star Wars
Unless
figure
that
for
Y-Wing's gonna drive me to
$5,000.
work.
Why you to
Yeah.
work? Why you to work?
I was like,
Well-
$5,000. He's ready to drop it. And it was even crazy. The guy was like, nope, $10,000. And I was like, damn.
he was like, I
Are you
just
sure
won't
you
bid
weren't
your
on the set of
$5,000.
like
much?
Pawn Stars or
Right,
something?
yeah.
It was that was wild. I
Okay.
sat
Chumley
there. I was like, I might need this. What's going on here?
Chumley like to check the signature to make sure it's
Vicious
real.
debate over a very expensive toy.
Hold on, let me call in
Oh,
a professional.
is that a toy
I
collector?
know a
Is it
guy
collector's
super
item?
into Star
Yeah.
Wars toys.
I know a guy. Yeah,
Between
they
the years
always
of
know a guy.
1950.
Would you guys drop
1956?
$10,000 on a collectible?
Hell
figure?
no.
Like I said,
Depends
unless that
what it is.
collectible's gonna drive me to
I
work.
won't say hell no, because it could be, if it's something that I'm super passionate about, maybe.
Like
How about
what?
like an
Okay,
arcade
What? Yeah.
cabinet?
What would it?
Don't have
what-
kids.
All right,
So
but-
it's like-
What would it be
What
though?
thing?
What
Would it
is
be like
like?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to think. Like what?
An arcade
like,
cabinet with your favorite, like Street Fighter.
I mean, I have a Street Fighter. I have a
Okay.
Mortal Kombat. Those go for about $1,000 a piece.
Those
the
are at
actual
least
original ones.
layable.
I don't know.
Right, it's still a thing
Jeez.
that you
Yeah.
can
I don't-
use.
Yeah.
Nothing about no.
Is there like
Figurine,
a?
you just put it in glass.
I mean,
trying-
unless
there's like
to
maybe
be fair,
Legos or
like,
Star Wars
if
thing?
there was, if I could get my hands on one of the original Proton packs from Ghostbusters,
Oh.
like a screen used Proton pack, that might be worth $10,000.
Okay, I can see that.
To
Yeah.
do what with though?
To
just to
it's a
have,
collectible.
you know
Put
what I
it in
mean?
the.
Having
Just
display.
in case it
Disney.
goes,
I
comes
I
out.
can't.
But I mean, something like
Yeah,
it doesn't
I'm
have
so
to be
bummed.
something
If I had,
like
like,
Yeah.
That's so.
I
Well,
guess like
not
I
even
think
so
like
many things
a
for
prop is a
$10,000.
good
If you
idea.
gave me that for free, I still wouldn't want it.
Okay, well that's I would.
I just
disagree
don't
with
need
that.
more shit in my house that serves no purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Also,
would.
I mean,
You're-
that's
you're
cool.
talking-
I want
I
to go
feel-
somewhere else and look at it and go, that's cool.
I
don't
feel
have
really
to clean
guilty.
Yeah.
The only thing you have in your house is you
That's
go.
fair.
That's what that is. People go, wow.
Dropping $10,000.
But I mean,
I
I'm
have a
saying.
fucking house with a museum wing where I'm like, look, it's on a fucking white pedestal and there's a piece of glass around it and somebody else comes in and cleans it.
Oh,
Cool.
like Vader's mask.
My house is
Yeah.
just like, yo, this shit's gonna be in the garage.
This is a war zone.
in
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna get stepped on or something.
Dude, $10,000 is like
But,
down
like,
payment for a car,
I
or
can
even
see-
a car for some people.
With the other thing, the Star Wars thing, there is always obviously the
Out,
thing of
yeah.
like the dude might then just try and resell it.
Oh, completely.
You know, because it's
Well,
like
yeah.
are you
Straight to
buying
eBay.
something for $8,000 to keep forever, or
Yeah.
are
It's
you
kind of like
buying it
art.
because you're gonna resell? Maybe he's gonna sell it in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sell 5
maybe-
years, get $8,000.
So it's like
you know?
tons of people.
Yeah,
do
maybe the
that
value's
shit.
gonna go
that
up.
I
Or
understand.
it's a reseller or something like
Yeah.
that. I was just taken back by the fact that, like, because I was in the middle talking with the owner, and he was, bringing me out, and the guy's like, "Oh, how much for this figure?" And he was like, "I'll be with you in a minute, sir." And he cuts him off and goes, "I'll give you $5,000 for it." And he was like, "I'll be with you in a minute. It's $10,000." And I was like, there's a hot things going on right now. It's
That
like, I
was-
gotta know.
a minute.
I gotta
Yeah,
know.
like,
That was
turned on the
entirely for your
serious.
benefit. It was entirely a show. He just needed the word out there about this Y-wing that he had on
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
I was like, what is this? I was
It's like when you get your buddy to show up and like, oh, this boat that you're selling is really nice.
I, was
Man,
like, I had to know. I was like,
buying
what in this store is worth $10,000?
I mean, when that happened, it guaranteed you were going to go see what the hell they were
Yeah, I
talking
wasn't
about. There
invested.
was
I
no way
wasn't
you
invested.
wouldn't.
You were the mark.
I wasn't invested. I would have left if Jackie wasn't so hungry.
Damn, dude.
I would have sat there and been like, really, okay.
And they're
yeah, that's a
see
good
they're
point.
they're
That's a
laying
good
out all
point.
the stuff for you,
That's
and you're
where
like, you start thinking, maybe this thing is worth like.
Yeah, like, well,
I mean, I'm
he's
sure
not gonna
it is,
Go,
but I'm not
he's got
gonna
him down to
fucking-
8 for me. I don't even have to do the negotiation. I can just jump in on the 8.
Jack Patillo, yeah, you're good idea to get a proton pack screen used because the last one or one
Oh, shit.
sold for basically $170,000. The only prop of this type to ever be
Yeah,
sold at a
wow,
public
see.
sale.
If I get, I would spend $10,000 on
Yeah.
a $170,000
Yeah,
prop.
that's-
I would spend $10,000 and then
Because
sell it.
you're selling it,
And then I
yeah.
go, oh, I'm selling it for
If it's like-
$170,000.
I would take like maybe
Maybe it's $100,000
$10,000's a
to get
lot,
it out fast.
but like something a little smaller for like an on-screen like used Star Wars.
Yeah,
thing.
like a
Or even or
lightsaber.
even like a hair, yeah, like
Yeah,
or like a
small little.
Cheap.
even like Kylo's like helmet or a Vader helmet or like something smaller like that.
Well,
Or, like,
nowadays
Harry
they-
Potter things.
It's also, I'm
Yeah.
just you're still pointing out like the insanely expensive things.
No, for sure,
Just
for
like,
sure.
I'll
of
take the
course,
helmet.
I'm just saying, like, I would love an
I thought you were
on-screen
gonna say, like,
but 10,000. I just don't
I
know
think
if
it'd be
I
like,
could do
oh, I
$2.
take the rug from the Desert Bazaar scene.
Yeah.
That's
Like, yo,
almost
this
$500,000.
rug.
I'll take
Race-
Watto's like elephant trunk or whatever.
Ray stood on this rug. This was the piece of the pod racer that broke off. And it went flying. This is a scoop
of the sand from Tatooine.
Piece up.
I got some bark from
That you can
Ewok's
get for like
tree.
$100. Like
Yeah.
you got the broken piece from Saboba.
Well,
Well, New
That
Year.
about does it.
It's 420 Blazer.
2020.
That seemed
Happy
natural. It's
New
422.
Well, it
2020.
just ticked over.
They're already.
Barbara
high.
Walters.
Yeah.
We
This
gotta
is
do
2020.
the post show.
No, we got it. Just gonna put my phone on the
Still
table.
probably should
Yeah.
do
Oh, yeah.
too, probably.
Yeah, you guys
Eh.
can hammer it out.
I can do it tomorrow morning.
We can bang it out.
Honestly,
first thing.
if you've made it this far, I'd love to ask you. We are in the business of kind of changing up AWU a little bit, just kind of retooling it, like to see if there's anything else you guys are interested
We're
in
in the
hearing
business
about.
of it. Like, this is our job.
This is-
is
we're in the
to
business
tweak-
of it. We're in the
tweak
business.
AWU.
But like honestly,
Business
like
of
if there's anything you would love to see in addition to what we do on AWU, let us know in the comments below, because we really value your feedback and this conversation, this 2-week conversation we have with you guys.
And
Jeremy doesn't.
and if you've got like an original on-screen proton pack lying around,
Just kick
send
it
it to
over.
AWU and address
1901
it to
East 51st
Ryan.
Street.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
give it a jack.
So he can throw it away.
I was just pulling it to the sun.
He can
don't want
sledge
it.
it.
I don't want it. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, dude, it's in my house.
I don't know. Once you look at it once, you're like, all right, I saw that
You,
thing.
you set it up and you wait for Jack to
saw
walk
that
in the
thing.
door.
It's not going to look different the next day. Maybe it looks shittier.
It's art. You could treat it like art.
I
It's a sculpture.
I don't look at art
tiny,
either.
A tiny.
I looked at the art. I looked at it. Now I'm done looking at
Do you
it.
have no art on your walls? Do you have no decor?
I have one painting that my grandmother painted.
So you got it for free.
And
is
it's
what
of
you're saying.
herself. It's of
All
herself.
right. Okay. That's that's fair, Ryan. That's
Thankfully, no.
fair. I don't have a whole lot of art either, to be fair. So
More moon balls, more gav balls.
All right.
All
We're
right.
starting the
All
get
right.
good handball.
yeah.
Yeah, Olympic good handball.
Achievement Hunter's Path to the Olympics. Road to Glory.
It's like 6 Eddie the Eagles.
Let's see if we can get Omen to
7
sponsor
enemies.
It's
that.
not called
they
Russian
would.
roulette hentai. It's just called hentai roulette.
That's
Yes.
Right? Come
Right,
on.
no one dies.
The Russians
No one
aren't
dies. In fact, we all win.
Start more fires. 2020, start more fires. There we go. Thank you very much.
Great.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Internet.
Tenny.